Yeah, yeah. Roll call, listen. They go to sauce bars. Clock on the wall, still ticking. Blue crew posted in the bag. A whole room, listen. True crime cafe, coffee, black eyes, red files on the table, cold cases, cold dread, seeking the truth. Ink stains on his hand, pics on the cardboard, string lines, map land, busting these cases, long nights, tight grind. Everything will be fine. He repeat that line. Blue crew backs him, keep him on track. One step from the edge, they pulling them back. True crime cafe, when they go to softball, seeking the truth, pay the real cost. Gotta find answers, gotta make time, busting these cases, walking that line. True crime cafe, when they go to softball, hoping he can answer just a few. Yo, true crime cafe, when they go to softball, say it with your chest. This the true talk, solving the bullshit, lies in the booth, paper plates, cheap meals, chasing down proof, praying real quiet, hands on his face, fighting for the next meal. In another cold case, street talk, tip line, voices on mute, he dig through the dirt, searching for a root, true justice, distant, like it changed address, but he still take notes, never half step. True crime cafe, when they go to softball, seeking the truth, pay the real cost, gotta find answers, gotta make time, busting these cases, walking that line. True crime cafe, when they go to softball, thinking he can answer just a few talk. True crime cafe, when they go to softball, say it with your chest, it's the truth talk. True talk.
What's up, this all fucking crazy out there, right?
A true crime cafe, they go to softballs, cold brew, cold case, chalk lines on the gloss. Seeking the truth, finding the time, files on the counter, grind with the grind. Blue crew backs him, keeps him in line, sirens in his pocket, eyes on the sign. Got a wall full of faces, string tied tight, every red pen circle, another long night. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed, busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time, everything will be fine if the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. Off in the bullshit, praying low real. Knuckles on the table, fighting for the next meal. True justice far out of view. Smoke in the doorway, what else can he do? Hoping he can answer just a few names in a notebook, voices breaking through. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed, busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time, everything will be fine if the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. If the truth aligns.
What's up, this all fucking crazy out there, right?
A true crime cafe, they go to softballs, cold brew, cold case, chalk lines on the gloss. Seeking the truth, finding the time, files on the counter, grind with the grind. Blue crew backs him, keeps him in line, sirens in his pocket, eyes on the sign. Got a wall full of faces, string tied tight, every red pen circle, another long night. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed, busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time, everything will be fine if the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. If the truth aligns. Off in the bullshit, praying low real. Knuckles on the table, fighting for the next meal. True justice far out of view.
All right. Welcome back to the cafe, guys. We are open for business. Heading back out to Arizona, looking into what's going on with Nancy Guthrie still, guys. 12, 13 days into this mess. And nobody knows where she's at still. There's a lot going on with this. And my biggest question with this, you guys, who's truly on the lead for this case? We were told before that it was the FBI. I'm reading things that are saying that they're talking about bringing in the FBI. What's going on here? So we're going to talk about that. Many other things that we've seen going on with this. Guys, make sure to share this out. Let everybody know what we're talking about in here today. Please and thank you. Thank you to my moderators for joining us. Thank you to my executive producer, The Last 24, my videographer, Molly Drake, all of my amazing and beautiful moderators. You guys are amazing people. Thank you all so very much for joining us today. I do appreciate each and every one of you. That being said, guys, you know what comes next. Let's do this thing.
Flicker like broken halos. Whispers gather in the smoke-filled air. Tables carved with secrets and shadows. Every story's a wound laid bare. The kettle's boiling with a restless rage. Justice written on an unseen page. I sip the silence, bitter taste, waiting for the ghosts to show their face at the True Crime Cafe. We serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betray. Cracks, reflections are liars. Ashes fall where the guilty once stood. The jukebox hums like a funeral choir. Echoes pounding through the neighborhood. Every scar is a candlelit vow. We hunt the how, we demand the now. No more silence, no more disguise. We'll paint the night with sharpened cry. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the name
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you all in the house today. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate y'all so very much. Come on in and grab a seat. Get comfortable, if you will. Thank you guys for everything you guys have sent me. Thank you to, again, my producer, Mike, my videographer, Miss Molly, as always, and all my amazing moderators that I don't see. I see a couple of you guys. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you to all of you for joining us today, guys. Make sure to hit the like button on the way through the door and share this out, if you will, as we delve into what is going on. Almost 2 full weeks, guys, we're coming up on with Nancy Guthrie. Where is she? And I know that the FBI is involved in this. I think I misspoke when I said what I was saying. I wasn't trying to say that. I was under the assumption that the FBI was the lead on the investigation from like a period of time, days and days ago. And there's something in here that I was reading. It said that somebody stated that the FBI needs to take the lead on this. That's what I was saying. So my apologies for misspeaking what I was trying to put out there. Come on in, guys. Let's see what we got going on. Grab a seat, get comfortable, if you will. Please and thank you. Let's see here. Okay. There's our Molly. Looks like Miss Rach is in the house. Thank you for being here, Rach. Good to see you today. Beach Babe, welcome back. Essie Michaels, good to see you, Miss Essie. The Senior Wazowski in the house, brother. Good to see you. Jesse Lynn, welcome back, dear. Of course, the last 24. Good to see you. G Angel, welcome back to you. Christina, great to see you. Let me see here. Sleuther75 in the house. Wonderful to see you again. Crime Spy 2024, welcome back to you. Judy Covington, always happy to have you in the house. Great to see you. Christina, thank you for joining us. Coletta Hope, great to see you as well. Astastic in the house, welcome back to you. Sleuthy Kitty, good to see you today. Butterfly Wings 48, welcome back to you. Italian Girl, Rose 76, great to see you. So happy to have you in the house. Great to see all the meatballs in the house today. Sorry. Typically Unique's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Kim. Thank you for joining us. Turkey Creek Gal, good to see you. Let's see here. Just a minute, please. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Chihuahuas and crime. Welcome. Good to see you. Paul Starr, welcome back. Great to see you today. Thank you for joining us. I think I got everybody so far. Just give it a few minutes. We'll have more. Rebecca Seidner, welcome back to you. Let's see. Making all sorts of noise in the background. Come on in, guys. Get comfortable in. Stitches, great to see you. Excuse me. Let's see here. Right Turn Clyde, welcome. Good to see you. SRB, thank you for joining us. Great to have you back today. By the way, you guys, I don't want you to forget about this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday, while we're waiting on peeps to jump in here. Don't forget the premiere, first show ever of the new Verdict Room this Saturday, February 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to involve me, of course. Typically Unique Miss Kim's going to be joining us the last 24. Bronx Tales, True Crime, and our special guest that night is going to be Booking with B, guys, on Valentine's Day. Yes. So don't forget, make sure you're here if you don't have other plans. This is something we're going to be running once a week, at least to start with, okay? Once a week. Probably every Saturday night around the same time. And every week we're going to try to have somebody different joining. Myself, typically Unique, Bronx Tales, and the last 24 are going to be regulars on there, where we break down at the end of the week what we've done throughout the week, cases we've covered, and just discuss them. And then typically, hopefully, we're going to have a new guest every week joining us as we go forward with it. Will it turn into something more than once a week? I don't know. But for now, we're going to be doing it. We're going to do that too, Christine. I'm just going to change up the day on it. That's all. No big deal. So yeah, guys, make sure you tune in this Saturday night for the first ever premiere show of The Verdict Room on Live Unfiltered. Well, that sounds good, Beach Babe. I'll be glad to have you here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to our guest, B. She'll be joining us this week. I can't give you a heads up on who the next guest will be until we get into the week a little bit, because we have to make, plans for it. But I hope you guys are here for it. It should be a great show. And it'll be a premiere for the last 24 to be joining us for the first time ever on this channel, as his channel, not just as my producer. So that'll be nice too. I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you, Molly. So welcome everybody again. Like I said, there you go. If nobody has a Valentine's date, me and Mikey can be the date for all you guys in here that night. I'm really looking forward to this too, guys. I think it's gonna be a great panel and great conversations we're gonna be getting into in this. I'm super excited for it. And we're working on getting different types of guests as well, guys, experts, so on and so forth. So look forward to that as well as we move forward with it. So there you go, you guys. There you go. Let's see. And it'll be early enough, guys, that we'll be able to run it. It won't be too long, from like 6 to 8, whatever. And then you'll still be able to see me and Bronx on Devil's Advocates that night. Of course, if she wants to, I'll be there, but we made sure of that. So it'll be nice. Welcome, Meg. Good to see you, Maggie. Oh, yeah, Mikey puts out some really good videos over there at the last 24. I'll be running those still, Molly. I'm just going to change the night on it. That's all. When I get back into them. Don't worry. All right, Meg. Thanks for saying hi. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Looks like we got 53 people in the house. 39 likes. We're getting there. Make sure you guys share this out, please, and hit that like button on your way through the door. Pennywise, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. All right. Let's see here. I'll start off at just a minute. One minute, guys. I'm going to start with this, guys. I'm not, like we all know, how much faith to put into this, but this is interesting. I'll just put it that way. We'll start off here with Mr. Wishmanface here from TMZ putting this statement out. Juror 13, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Mark Schumann, great to see you. Leash 23, welcome, welcome. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I love hearing that you guys get excited to see me. That really means a lot, guys. It truly, truly does. So thank you for that. Randy Purr, my brother from another mother. Good to see you, buddy. So let's check this out real quick, guys, and get this show kicked off. Kimberly's in the house. Good to see you, Kimberly.
We're told is on the there is new video we are told is on the FBI's radar in the Nancy Guthrie case, and it could be important, but we know it is in play. This video was shot at 1:52 in the morning at a home 5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house. You see a man in the video both wearing a backpack and holding a backpack. The backpack that he is holding has reflective stripes similar to the backpack that the kidnapper was wearing at Nancy's door. It's unclear from the video exactly where those reflective stripes are located, but they are reflective stripes. And we know and reported yesterday that this is a Walmart backpack, which is fairly common. The man appears.
It is. I looked it up, guys. It costs $27.94 at Walmart. Ozark Trail. They have like 40 different colors. It's got 3 different zipper attachments to open and close things. And then it's got pouches on the front. So it is made by Ozark Trail. And like I said, multiple colors. And you can get it at Walmart anytime. So
to try and open a gate at a residence, and he is unable to do it. So he leaves at 1:53. Now, timing here is critical.
now I don't know if you paid attention, but that looks like, if you watch that again, that backpack looks like it has a little bit of weight to it when the guy's trying to fling it around there. Watch this again.
Do it. So he leaves at 1:53.
See that?
Now, timing here is critical. When you listen to the FBI last week, they said that Nancy's doorbell was disabled at 1:47. Our law enforcement sources directly connected to this case tell us that the video that they retrieved showing the kidnapper at Nancy Guthrie's door, that video was actually 2:12 a.m. Notice that when the FBI released it, they didn't give a timestamp. They didn't say when it was. But we are told by law enforcement sources it was 2:12 a.m. Where you see the kidnapper. That's the video that was retrieved. So now think about this. If the kid.
Yes, Mission Girl, welcome. Good to see you. False Star, good to see you. Blue Devil, welcome. Yes, we do have a new thrilling mystery backpack gate, pizza gate, sticker gate, water gate. Now we have backpack gate for real.
Kidnapper is at Nancy's door at 2:12 a.m. And this person in this other video 5 miles away left that home at 1:53, there would be 19 minutes that person has, if that person is the kidnapper, and I stress
Welcome,
if,
Natasha.
19 minutes to drive 5 miles, put on the disguise, and walk up to Nancy's door. Now, I want to really make this clear. We don't know this is the kidnapper. We do know this is something the FBI is actively looking at to determine if there's any connection. So that's why the face is blurred. We don't know it's him, but we know the FBI is looking at that. One more thing.
Welcome, Cynthia. Rose in the house. Good to see you. Miss your girl again. Good to see you. Anybody I may have missed. It is so great to have you here today. Thank you for those of you that may not be in the chat, just watching. Juror 13, good to see you again. We appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today as we try to figure out where Nancy Guthrie is and what is going on here.
As for the glove that was found yesterday, we are told that there were actually more than one glove found at that scene. So the FBI is looking at it to authenticate, and as we hear things, we will let you know. But as of now, that video that was shot 5 miles away has piqued the FBI. Those reflective stripes are located, but they are reflective stripes. And
show this one more time before we drop this off. But Buffalo Chick, welcome to you again. This bag looks like there's some weight to it. Like, so, okay. If this is the person, we don't know that it is, like he said, okay? But if this is the person, I'm going to guess that there's probably duct tape and rope and maybe some weapons in there, guys. We don't know, but if that's who this is, okay. Just saying. Remember that.
we know and reported yesterday that this is a Walmart backpack, which is fairly common. The man appears to try and open a gate at a residence, and he is unable to do it. So he leaves at 1:53. Now, timing here is critical.
All right. So there is that, guys, this new video. Let's see. Let me jump up on here for you with something new from Fox as well.
Back with a Fox News alert. New images show officials searching an area off the side of the road near Nancy Guthrie's home this morning. As sources tell Fox News, investigators are processing a set of gloves that were found in the area. Matt Finn joins us from outside Nancy's home.
So this was released 5 hours ago from Fox. It states, and like he said, there's more than one glove. We have a set of gloves now.
Home in Tucson with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Lawrence. That horrifying surveillance video of the masked figure on Nancy Guthrie's doorstep right behind me was released on Tuesday. And so far, the FBI has not officially given us an estimated height or weight of this suspect. And you think that would really help the public narrow down who they are looking for. Law enforcement tells Fox that it is working on giving us that profile, but there's no guarantee or timeline. Now, yesterday, investigators found a black glove about a mile away from Nancy Guthrie's home on Campbell Avenue, which is a busy street that connects to Nancy's neighborhood. This type of clue could ultimately offer critical DNA evidence. And if you look at the Nest Cam video from Nancy's front door, you could see the masked figure wearing dark gloves. This morning, Fox News saw a Pima County forensic team searching brush on the side of Campbell Avenue, which is where the glove was found. Some of the agents were taking pictures, and over the past few days, we have.
Okay, so this is a good point. Welcome, Rotund English P. Thank you for joining us from over in the UK, I'm guessing. Good afternoon to you. In the new video, who is the man? He looks a lot taller than the one in the doorbell cam. Actually, in my opinion, looks like DC to me. Well, okay. Interesting point. Okay, yes, I agree. He does look bigger, taller than the doorbell cam suspect we've seen. Here's my thing with this. I said this yesterday. I think there's more than one person involved in this for sure. I always have. At the very least two. And I think the one that we see on the doorbell cam could be in some aspects, a distraction from the person maybe going in a different entrance to the home, a different way, trying to deal with that camera per se, distraction, decoy, whatever you want to call that. Okay. That's my thought on this. So again, there's no facts to provide to support that, but I'm just guessing it took more than one person to remove Nancy from her home, period. That's just my opinion. Okay. Excuse me. Welcome, Ro. Good to see you. So in turn, this could be one of many people, one of two, one of three, one of four people could be involved in this. Now, I don't truly believe there's four people, but I'm just saying multiple people involved. That person that we see trying to put the backpack, trying to get through the gate, I don't know, again, folks, if that person's involved, but it's very coincidental that they're in this neighborhood, carrying around a backpack, wearing a backpack, trying to sneak into somebody's backyard. What were they trying to do? Okay. So could they be involved? Sure. Just as much as the person on the doorbell cam is all I'm saying.
Repeatedly seen local and federal agents scouring the area around Nancy and daughter Annie.
What is up, CEO in the house? Good to see you today, my brother. Thank you for joining us. Very grateful to have you here today.
Guthrie's homes. It's clear to us agents are focusing on finding clues and talking to neighbors around Nancy's house and her daughter Annie's house, including asking for more home video. Now, as of this morning, there are no known suspects. Law enforcement is not asking the public to be on the lookout for anyone in particular.
Thank you, George.
That includes a vehicle. Lawrence.
Thanks so much, Matt. Matt was just talking about the height and weight. The FBI is using next generation.
So this question, good point there, Crime Spy. Here's the thing. Yesterday, Lena with Truth and Transparency went live. She's reading off of the search warrant that they had put out for Carlos Pedosuela. I think you pronounce his last name. Welcome, Karen. Good to see you today. That in there, they were looking, when they were going through his house, when they served a warrant on his house, after they had stopped him, they also released him, saying that he wasn't the right person, okay? So be it. But when they were looking through his house, part of the things they were looking for on the warrant was victim medications, medical devices, things like that. So they told us in the beginning that Nancy's meds were not at, that they were at, she didn't have them. Okay. Now we're finding this out that they're looking for them. So what's going on with that? Okay. It sounds to me like they lied in the beginning or withheld the information for some weird reason, because the medications are not at the house. So whoever did this, it sounds to me, you did have 41 minutes to go through the house to do whatever you were doing before they actually left, okay? Maybe they did take the medications and any medical devices that Nancy needs for life-sustaining things, okay? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the point was to keep her alive and healthy while this whole thing goes down, so on and so forth. I would hope that would explain that, but I don't know that for sure. It's just based on what this warrant had read. So there is that to answer your question, Crime Spy.
Identification software to help identify the armed suspect. Our next guest says that this new tech could be used to uncover even more clues to help crack the case. Cybersecurity expert.
Welcome, Turkey Creek. Please forgive me for the negative, mean things I've said about this crime. I really need a vacation for my life. I'll take all your prayers. Well, of course you have our prayers for your father. And you don't have to apologize. Everybody has the right to their opinions, feelings, and thoughts on this. I have my own, Turkey Creek, so don't feel bad. No need to apologize, and we appreciate you being here. And you definitely have my prayers and thoughts, and I can almost guarantee the whole community's for your father, dear. So please understand. Witchy, good to see you. Gen 7, welcome back. Good to have you here. A lot of people are overloaded. I agree with that. So no worries, dear. Sam Panther, what's up? Good to see you.
Former FBI counterintelligence operative Eric O'Neill joins us now. So, Eric, let's talk about this technology, this generation identification. Could this be helpful in getting the height, the weight, the circumference of this suspect?
Certainly. Good morning, Lawrence. It's certainly part of a mosaic that the FBI will use. NGI's foundation comes from the old fingerprint database, and what it looks at is biometric data. So think things like those old school fingerprints, but also palm prints, facial images, and even iris patterns. So it allows law enforcement to take an image of a suspect and then run it through a large database to find a potential match. When we're looking at the Guthrie case, it can also analyze things like facial geometry, and that would be the distance between your eyes, your nose shape, and the depth and size of your face. Now, here's a problem. Through a mask, we're mostly limited to visible geometry, so things we can see with the mask, like eyes, nose bridge, mouth shape, and of course, the shape and depth of the face. Now, the FBI also has a unit called FACE that stands for the Facial Analysis, Comparison, and Evaluation.
Now, I want to throw something back out here that I told you guys yesterday. As I stated, he's talking right now about the facial recognition software that the FBI uses. Guys, understand something. I'm pretty sure they have a real good idea who the person in that mask is because of the stuff they use, the same things the CIA uses, the Secret Service, Homeland Security. They're not going to not know who this person is, okay? They have the absolute best software that you can absolutely use to determine who these people are. Welcome, Jackie. Good to see you today. So understand that they're on top of that for sure. Like I said, the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, Secret Service, they all use the very, very, very best software for these types of things. So they know. If they don't know who this person is, I'd be highly, highly surprised. Okay? Truly and honestly.
Unit. And they use this special unit to compare an image to things like a driver's license photos. They have a massive database of driver's license photos. So here's what I think they do. They use NGI to find partial matches with face against known individuals, but then they need more evidence before they send a SWAT team to someone's house. So with the situation with the delivery driver whose door was raided by the FBI's HRT team yesterday, I suspect they used NGI to get a composite image of a potential match of the suspect, ran it through their NGI database, and then used the face unit to look at driver's licenses, found someone who probably found a number of someone.
That's a good call, Miss Girl. Good eye, for real. And what she's saying, guys, is that like the mask that we see looks bulky here, which could, predetermine a beard underneath that's all bunched up under there. That's a good call and a very good eye. Good stuff, Miss Girl. Good stuff.
So it was a partial match. Then used other things like telemetry from cell towers. And because this guy's a delivery driver, he was in the area at some point, and they thought he was a good person of interest. I'm sure there was a tip as well. But the point is that the FBI uses all these things, including an analysis of height and weight, which I'm sure they have, to come up with the idea for a potential subject.
So, Eric, you were referring to the HRT team. That's the hostage rescue team.
And it could be, yes, that there are two masks there. I definitely believe there's 2 to 3 pair of gloves. So there could be 2 masks that they're wearing, to make sure that their face does not get exposed in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, that makes sense. Doc Terry's in the house. Good to see you, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're having a great day.
For our audience. But can I drill down on those known individuals? Because most of this technology uses these AI databases to gather this information. But when they're using AI for this, the known visuals that you referred to, are these people with criminal records, or are they using tools such as they do with the genealogy searches from the private sector that is a wider database?
You're exactly right. So they're using AI to do a lot of the database research, but they have access to more than just mugshots. So the NGI is specifically looking at biometrics related to mugshots and other information. But the FBI also has access to a massive database of driver's license information and other information that they can pull from. So if you have a driver's license and they have a composite image of you, they can run it against all those images to try to find a potential match. And so many other things that they're doing. Like, for example, the FBI will have used that video that we're looking at to create a gait analysis. The images go out to the public, and with the reward that's also set, the FBI and law enforcement is probably receiving countless tips that they're trying to run down. Then you have...
Ooh, happy anniversary, SRB. 32 months. Damn. It's been that long already. 4 years. We just turned 4 years old a couple days ago, so it makes sense. Boys in the house, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Some people have reading comprehension issues, right? SRB. Oh boy. Okay.
Witness interviews and good old school investigative techniques, and you marry up the technology with the old school sleuthing, and you can start to find persons of interest.
Real quickly, Eric, why don't we have a full diagram when it comes to this suspect, weight, height, and all of this? Could this be they're still running the tools? I mean, we saw this with Brian Kohlberger. We thought that the case was cold, but it wasn't cold. They were just waiting to get the data back from the genealogy. Could that be the case here when it comes to his full workup?
That's certainly true. This isn't like the movie.
And here's the thing, Mamakins. I agree with you. She probably was carried out of her home, but they didn't carry her down the street. They didn't carry her for however far they took her. She had to have been put into a vehicle somewhere at some point. Where is that? You know what I mean? Where is that? That needs to be put out there for real, for real. So I want to see the video of a vehicle somewhere that they loaded Nancy into to take her out of this neighborhood. There has to be one, truly.
Minority Report. It isn't
Right.
a swipe and it happens. It takes time to put this all together, to make sure that they're accurate. And before they release that information, they want to be completely right. And I'll give you one more little clue that they probably have that they haven't released. When a Nest camera records that video, it is also recording audio at the same time. I would bet that the FBI has audio related to that video that they haven't released. The only reason they wouldn't have it is if somehow the audio was separately corrupted from the video when they recovered that video. But I would bet that they have the audio, and because that particular Ring camera has a battery, it's very possible that as that criminal carried the Ring camera with him, it recorded additional audio after he ripped it off the wall.
Such important information. Eric, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
Interesting for sure. So here is where I'm asking you guys. Okay. This is breaking news. Overnight forensics team seen searching the side of the road near Nancy's home. What's up, FB? Good to see you, brother. The title on this video, folks, says the FBI needs to take the lead now. Retired agent says. Again, I was under the understanding the FBI had the lead on this. Is this something else we were told it's not true? Is this something that somebody I mean, this is crazy. So let's check it out. They should have been on this from days and days and days ago, in my opinion. Okay. If they're not.
Randy, your take on what they're looking.
Let's bring in retired FBI Supervisory Agent James Galliano, live outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. So one of the big questions, James, a lot of us have, what are the points of entry? We saw that at one point in time that investigators were on the roof. It would appear that the exit location was the front door because that's where you see the blood splatter. But where else could the suspect had entered into the home?
So, Lawrence, I'm going to take a look at this as a former FBI SWAT team leader. And so when we do a site survey on a potential location where we're trying to make entry into, and what are the things that I would see that would be difficult to make entry? Because remember, if you're a bad guy trying to get inside, or if you're the good guys going to make a rescue, you want to find the path of least resistance. And look, much of the architecture out here, obviously with the ties to Mexico, much of the architecture is Spanish or Latin American type. And on the front door, and I've looked at that front door, you can see it, over my shoulder here. It's right behind me. It is a thick wood, hickory, oak type door. It's very, simple and synergist with the locality here. And in front of it, there's something that we call a rejas. And what is a rejas? It's a Spanish word. It's like ornate wrought iron grating, and usually they're put over windows or doors. And what do they allow? They allow for ventilation in or out, and they're also for security. Well, Mrs. Guthrie has one on her door. So that was an additional layer. And why this individual, this perp, this suspect, decided to go there to disable the Nest camera instead of, and our intrepid drone team has been out here and they've taken great drone footage from high above. You can look at the entire property. You know, there's an outbuilding back there. There's a pool in the back. There are multiple points of entry that you could get into very easily. In the back of the house, there is a back door that's got like 9-panel window panes in it. You could have easily broken one panel, reached in your hand, unlocked the door, and gone in with nobody noticing. So why the suspect went to the front? We obviously know that Mrs. Guthrie was there.
Welcome, JJ. I'm confident that this case will be used to manufacture consent for citizens accepting a surveillable digital ID currency in a domestic surveillance state. Interesting, JJ. Great to see you, buddy. Thank you for joining us today.
There at some point in time, because we know that the blood spatter is there and the DNA came back to her. It really boggles the mind. This case gets confounding. And again, investigators certainly know more than I do. But as I look at this, and if I'm thinking about it from the good guy perspective trying to get in or the bad guy perspective, I don't understand why that front door would have been an option. You could have gotten into and out of that house, avoided the surveillance from that video camera on the front door, and brought her out the side where there are no surveillance cameras, and had a car there to take her away. It boggles the mind.
James, does it show you that she evidently won when she was dropped off by, we assume, the son-in-law? She went in the garage. So that means, I would assume, you go into the garage because the front door is locked. You make a choice. It's easier to hit a button than it is to maybe fumble for your keys. Would you assume the same thing? And would you think that a woman, an 84-year-old woman, would always be sure to keep that front door locked? And going in the garage, isn't that a further indication that it was locked? And then you wonder, did you break that door off the hinges? You know, did you pick? I don't know of anybody that picks a deadbolt lock. Maybe
that could be it too, right there. That the person that was on the Nest Cam wanted to be seen. If you think about it, that's a very interesting statement, Paul Starr. Think about that, guys.
you do. What does that tell you?
Yeah, well, Brian, and we don't know how that garage door operates. Is it a key code pad? Is it a traditional key? Was it left unlocked like sometimes people do? I can't imagine an 84-year-old woman reaching down and lifting that door up. It was probably an automatic garage door opener. Maybe she could have had that too. And here's the question too. Did the perp follow her into the house? But then it begs the question, why would he go back around to the front unless there was a vehicle waiting and that was going to come at a prescribed time, or he was.
And remember, we believe, a lot of us, that there's more than just that one perp, folks. Remember that.
Was going to message somebody to pull up out front to bring Mrs. Guthrie out. And he wanted to make sure that the Nest camera didn't pick up the vehicle approach. Again, I'm completely befuddled by why you wouldn't have gone through just a number of first floor windows that don't have the Rehas on them. They don't have that ornate grates over them like you see on many of the houses here, and why you would choose the front door unless he thought he could coerce her or trick her, you know, some kind of ruse to get her to open the door. But when you're standing there dressed as he was, she's not going to open the door. So these are all the conflicting fact patterns, trying to figure out how this was. What I don't understand is this, and I'll close here. Why haven't we learned yet if forced entry was the means of entering the house? And why did law enforcement initially state that and then quickly walk that back? I think that's a key piece of evidence here, and I don't know why. I've thought about this, why they haven't released that.
Right. We all have those questions, and questions about the cameras. Some have said there were cameras found on the roof in the back. Other cameras inside. We want to see what those cameras caught. Did she have an alarm? If she's a woman, 84, living by herself, you would think she would have an alarm. What's the latest there? What about oppressor? It's been a while since we've heard from the police. The last time we were briefed from the sheriff's department, I should say, was what, a week ago? Are they planning on saying anything?
Yeah, so Ainsley, we've been asking around about that because obviously, you know, we want to get as much news as we can. In the very beginning, I think that they realize that sometimes too much information is not a good thing. It's not going to help. And when you have two agencies, the FBI has been kind of tight-lipped on this because, again, we are second seat, right? The Pima County Sheriff's Office, they are directing this investigation from the front. The FBI is in an advisory capacity. And that makes it difficult. You need a singular line of messaging. And that's why you would have a joint operations center. You'd have, you know, agents working with deputies. And that way, all of that information, there's a synergy there. And then there's one presser to put that out. They have stated repeatedly, we're not having another press conference unless or until we have a significant piece of evidence or information that the public needs to hear about.
But James, and I say this cautiously because the thin blue line exists for a reason. And many people in law enforcement understand the job and are hesitant to criticize rank and file. But when it comes to leadership, were there some failures here? Securing the crime scene, the way the grid search is being done, not using the proper equipment to make sure that the scene is not contaminated. Just now beginning this type of grid search. What do you see as an investigator that's done the job and has supervised the job?
Yeah, Lawrence, we definitely know that law enforcement has a tough job. And for 25 years, I saw things from the other side of the crime scene tape. And I know how difficult it is where you hear things said in the media, you hear somebody like me, an analyst, speculating about something, and you want to pull your hair out and say, that's wrong, that's not what's going on. When it comes to the conduct of the investigation, I will give the investigators the benefit of the doubt again because they've got a difficult and arduous task. The terrain out here, just the 14-hour time gap that you guys painstakingly walked through at the top of the show this morning to talk about how long the bad guy or bad guys had to get away and be long way away from here before, you know, authorities were notified. If I had to be critical of one thing, and I'll go on the record and say this.
Congrats, Juror 13. Welcome to the sauce. Great to have you in the family and on board. We appreciate you very much. Welcome.
Look, I'm a recovering elected official. The sheriff of Pima County, and it's not just him, sheriffs are historically elected positions. They're politicians first, and then they're also law enforcement officers. That's a tough position to be in because you've got to run for election again or re-election, and you've also got to think about serving the public. And it's a difficult capacity because law enforcement doesn't have to usually be elected. I would be critical of the messaging. I thought in the beginning, especially for a politician who are usually better speakers, I thought it was clumsy and it showed, look, the Pima County Sheriff's Office is 1,800 strong, 600 sworn deputies. They've got 9,000 miles of incorporated property here that they're in charge of. It's a large swath of territory, but I don't know, and I've looked up to see what the major cases that they had worked as a department, but I thought in the beginning, the mixed messaging that was sent out, the saying something and immediately walking back, if I had some critical things to say, that would be something I would want to see fixed, and I think not having more press conferences is probably their solution to that problem.
Yeah, tell us less. So this way I can't be wrong. I just think at some point, if the FBI director says this is the Keystone Cops operation from the inside, not the outside, I think maybe the president's got to get involved and say, you know what, I'm putting the FBI in charge of this. There's too much at stake. We got too many assets here. We gave you a shot. The FBI's got to take command. That's what you guys do. I'd be very curious, unless the reality on the inside is there, it's much better than it seems on the outside.
Yeah, Brian, you know, I'll share this. You know, I do talk to people that have talked to people inside the investigation, and not about particulars of the case and how it's going, but about the fact that there was a 48-hour period between the time that the case was first stood up and the Pima County Sheriff's Office, rightfully so, took over the purview of the case, and when the FBI was allowed into the investigation. 48 hours. Now, that's not the rank and file deputies. There's one right over my shoulder right now doing due diligence, walking the property, making sure it stays secure. It is literally that type of territoriality, and that happens in everything that causes things like this to happen. That 48-hour gap the fact that you have an elected official in charge of a sheriff's department that doesn't want the scene as ceding to the 500-pound gorilla. But I agree with your points. This should be an investigation, in my estimation, that the FBI should take the lead now.
Yeah.
Thanks, James.
Yep. When it's a matter of life or death, the best should be brought in immediately.
President might have to.
There's our answer. So the FBI was brought in 48 hours into this. They have not taken the lead. This was, hold on here, 2 hours ago this was put out. They should have had the lead on this last week, folks, in my opinion. I thought they had it, but I guess not. So again, here we go. Very interesting. Very interesting. Moving on.
We are going to
we got a little bit of this information here, guys.
Bring to you right now via Zoom. Those of you who've lived in the Valley a long time will certainly remember this name. It's Jeff Halstead, a retired Fort Worth police chief, but you remember him, no doubt, during his many years with the Phoenix Police Department as a lieutenant. And so I don't know whether to call you chief or lieutenant, but Jeff, thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning, Celeste and Ron. And Ron, let's just keep it Jeff. I'll keep my blood pressure really, really low.
You got a deal for sure. There have been so many headlines coming in this morning. They're focused on something that may have happened in that neighborhood 3 weeks ago, almost to the hour when the time that Nancy went missing. We've got Savannah releasing new video. Of course, there's all the talk now about gloves being found. Where do you want to start?
All right, let's start with the investigative process. So there's been a lot of questions about the delay in the video getting released. This is not an intentional delay by any means. Law enforcement is sometimes restricted from getting quality data from these older pieces of technologies or working with our tech partners in order for us to get it. Now, remember.
Exactly. Actually, that's how I read it too. There were allegedly disagreements between the FBI and local PD. Get over it. This is somebody's life. There doesn't need to be that kind of shit. These people need to get rid of their egos, swallow their pride, and do their job to find this woman and bring her home, period.
Remember, it has to go through a specific systematic screening for relevancy and for inclusion as evidentiary in nature. So that takes time. As soon as they got it, they released it with the strategic mission of generating more public leads. Because Ron and Celeste, as you all know, in the Valley, our most high-profile crimes were solved from public tips. And it's absolutely imperative that our media partners are working directly side by side, and you are, but now there are going to be systematic and strategic releases of more information as they start honing in to the time, possibly a vehicle, and possibly an area, and they're going to generate some great tips from that.
You know, Jeff, there is, they put the tent up near the front door this morning, and some unmarked vehicles drove up, set up the tents. You can't see that front patio area anymore. Can you give us any idea of what they're looking for or what they could be looking for in this type of a case?
Well, the majority of times when the media or the public sees that type of a tent, it's to cover a disturbing area of a crime scene. That's not the case here. However, they want privacy for items and probably investigative tools they're going to be using, not just at the entry stoop and the tiles, but also the door, the frame, and beyond. Because you got to remember that little area right there of their entry, you can see, even though they have that security screen door, you can still see some movement. They want to protect that, secure it, so it's not released as to what they're doing, how they're doing it.
Okay, I just got, hold on a minute, you guys. This is breaking. 1 minute. We just received another Nancy Guthrie note from TMZ. Hold on here. This is breaking. It just dropped 43 minutes ago. I hope this is brand new, like they're advertising.
TMZ has obtained a second email from the man who claims to know the identity of Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper. We told you yesterday that this man sent us an email saying that he will reveal the name if he gets 1 Bitcoin. We checked the account all day. He did not receive anything. The account is bare. So this morning, just after 8 a.m. Pacific time, he sent us this other email complaining that he is not being taken seriously. He says that he wants the Bitcoin, which is worth around $67,000, for several reasons. Number one, he says by coming forward, he will become a, as he puts it, a national rat. He also says, and this is a quote, he doesn't want to be, quote, incriminated like that guy Carlos. Remember, Carlos is the delivery man who was taken into custody a couple of days ago. Briefly, he was detained and then released. He says that he fears retaliation if he comes forward, and that he needs the Bitcoin because he's going to have to lay low after coming forward. And then he talks about a difference between yesterday and today. And we are not going to get specific about what he's talking about. It is chilling what he is insinuating here. But we have told law enforcement we're not going to get specific about that. But he makes it very clear here that this will be his second and last attempt. We have checked the Bitcoin address that he sent us. By the way, the one from yesterday and today, they are the same. And we checked the Bitcoin address just before I'm shooting this and talking to you. And again, there is nothing in that Bitcoin account, at least right now.
This is insane. Hang on, you guys. Hang on. I got things left and right to drop and show you. Some of this stuff you guys know, some of it you don't.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just within the last hour, we saw a handful of investigators pull up in unmarked cars. They unloaded some equipment, and then just behind us here, they set up the white tent in front of Nancy's front door. Now, this is a key part of the home in this investigation. This is where that doorbell camera footage recorded those really chilling images of that armed and masked man approaching the door in the early hours in the morning she went missing. We also know that investigators found blood on the front porch area.
He's saying that he doesn't want to be mistaken to be like somebody like Carlos. That's all I took from it.
Yeah, that matched Nancy's DNA. So what exactly investigators are looking at right now is unclear. You know, why they decided to zero in on this location and set up the tent now, that's also unclear, but certainly those are questions that we are going to be asking today. This also comes as crews are asking people in the neighborhood for additional surveillance video from specific dates back in January. Now, one thing that's really important to know about this area, if you're not familiar, we should be showing you an aerial look at the Catalina foothills. Now, it's not remote per se, it's not rural, but I actually had a neighbor here describe it to me as intentional, meaning you don't just stumble upon this neighborhood, it's kind of tucked away. It's not an area where there's, you know, people walking by unless they live here. There's not sidewalks, there are no street lamps. Neighbors say the lots have a 1 acre minimum and they have to be at least 30 feet from the road. Now, there's a lot of really beautiful desert wildlife, which is what makes this area so pretty, but it also means it might make it harder for investigators to get any video from neighbors that would actually show Nancy's home. We're hearing from a former detective about how hard it is to actually look in areas like this for evidence.
Terrain is unbelievably hard to search. Even like a shell casing in grass is unbelievably hard to find if without a metal detector. What would kind of stands out to me is why that glove was there. If this is one that is connected to it, it would lead to me to be an indicator of somebody who.
Good way to put it, Randy.
This is their first time trying to do something like this. And I have some other indicators of like taking 40 minutes inside the house, you know, wearing reflective pieces. You're trying to be at nighttime and he's wearing reflective backpack to go in.
So here's my thing with this whole thing that TMZ keeps getting. Okay, think about this for a minute. This guy has come out here twice now, sent an email and said he knows who the kidnapper is, or kidnappers are, and he wants Bitcoin because he's going to have to lay low, so on and so forth, and hide out. This is day number 2 that he's done this. The second time he's done this in as many days, maybe more than that. Okay, I think it's been 3 days. If this is true, I'm gonna almost guarantee the kidnappers are watching what they can on social media to see how close they are to these people. Okay, why have they not gone after this person? Because they have to imagine there's only a few people that would know who they are that would do something like this. So they have not gone after the person that's putting this out, obviously. Okay, to try to shut them down or anything like that. That's kind of interesting to me. I'll just put it out there like that. So just something to think about. Hey, Moonlight, good to see you, dear.
Well, a suspect still has not been identified, and Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says they could continue to detain, people of interest, which is not uncommon in these types of cases. We know at least one person of interest was taken into custody this week, and then he tells us he was released. Just within the last 10 minutes or so, we saw another video posted by Savannah Guthrie on her Instagram. I have it pulled up on my phone right here. It appears to show some old footage of Savannah and what we can assume is her sister, and also her mom, Nancy. She says, "Our lovely mom, we will continue to pray for you. Thank you so much for all of the hope from everyone in the community." And just a reminder that at the end of the day, a lot of people know Savannah Guthrie, but she's missing her mom, they're missing their grandmother, and they want to bring her home. And just as I was showing you that video, it appears a lot of the media has kind of come back to the driveway here, which is an indication that there's some sort of activity. Oh, just behind us here, you can see it appears investigators are now removing that tent. They've taken that tent down.
So my understanding, guys, with the tent, what I believe they were doing is they were spraying something along the lines of like what Amino Black would be. And they were using one of the, I can't think of the name of the light. Mikey was telling me about it earlier. And you need darkness for the light. It's almost like a black light. So I think that could have been what they were doing into there. So that's why they closed the porch off with the tent. In my opinion, I can't give you absolute proof on that, but that's my understanding is they were doing something with one of the, there's a name for it. I can't think right now. It's a special light that you spray like an Amino Black type chemical down, and then you run a light across it and it shows fingerprints, blood, stuff like that, and or whatever they're doing. That's why I believe they enclosed the front porch in a tent. So just so I can give you guys a little bit of an insight into that.
This is live television, so I'm just trying to sort this out in real time. They took down the tent. It appears they're bringing it back to the car and taking.
Yeah, I think it could be luminol, but there's a name for the light, and it's slipping my mind right now. It'll come to me, and I'll give you guys some more insight into that. That's what I believe they were doing. That would be the only reason to close that off like that, to darken it up in there. You know what I mean?
Their equipment back into those unmarked vehicles. So it's hard to see from where we are because, as I just told you in my live shot, this is an area with a lot of cacti, a lot of trees, a lot of wildlife, a lot of grass. And some of the reporters are asking questions if they're from the sheriff's department or not. It's not likely that they're actually going to answer any of those questions. When we've seen deputies on scene in the last couple days and we do attempt to ask them questions, they usually field us back to an official spokesperson of some kind. We're going to see if what exactly is happening next. It appears they're just packing up the cars and seem to be leaving. So again, this is a live look just outside of Nancy Guthrie's home, where within the last hour, we saw them put up that white tent in front of the front door, and they've already removed it, taken it down, and it looks like they are getting ready to pack up and leave. Now, those were deputies that didn't appear to be wearing any. They didn't have uniforms on. We're gonna actually just move our camera if we can a little bit. We don't want to block the road. All right, sorry, my microphone. Okay. There we go.
Take care, Danny. Don't work too hard
so
there.
The deputies who were.
That's it. Thank you, Mikey. The Blue Star. That's it right there. Thank you, bud. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys.
Not wearing uniforms, or we don't know if they were deputies, excuse me. The investigators not wearing uniforms got back into those cars, and we're just kind of standing by to see if they take off, if they go back inside the home in another way. But Scott and Tess, again, a live look down here
Could be
in
too,
Tucson,
Regina.
where,
Good call.
you know, we've seen a presence from investigators for the last couple days, and it's something we will likely continue to see until they get any, you know, big breaks or more information about where Nancy may be.
Sure. Yeah, they don't want to miss a thing, that's for sure.
And it'll be interesting. My first thought when they put up a tent like that.
All right, guys, moving on. Tomboy dropped us something in here about the camera and stuff. Oh, wait, I can't run that. Sorry. Hold on. I can't run that. My apologies. Maybe I can run a clip of it. So hold on. 101.42. Just a minute.
There was a lot.
Let me get to this point. Sorry, you guys. Right about. Damn it. Here. Okay. I can only run just a piece of this.
Don't all seem sequential. We're not exactly sure what the sequence of events was. But let me show you. So we had our producer, Jake Whitman, get a Nest camera and try to get it off of its holder on the wall. And he did this little video. It's very clear. Watch this. Watch.
Okay, Megan, I've installed the Nest doorbell camera on our door to the garage here.
And what's interesting is it comes with a little tab, just a little flat
tab, almost like a tip of a screwdriver, really.
And that's how you remove it from the top. So you just push down and it clicks right off, sort of. There it goes. So it pulls right off that way.
And that's how you take it off to charge it, because it is battery powered. It needs to be charged every so often. There's no wires here. And you'll see this plate looks exactly like the one that you see on the house at Nancy Guthrie's house and all the news videos.
So it's the same model. And to put it back, you just click it on the base after you've charged the battery and it's there.
And the question is, how do you get it off without the tab? And I was excited because you said we could smash this if we wanted to and you'd pay for it. But you don't need to do that. You actually, just with a little bit of force, you can pull it right off. And the base is still there, undamaged.
And actually, this camera is still recording. So if I take this and throw it or put it in my bag, it's still going to be recording for a little bit longer.
So that's interesting. Thank you, Tomboy. Here's the thing. We've seen rumor that this camera was still recording after the fact. It makes me wonder if there was a change of plans in this situation, okay? We saw when he walks up to the door that he's trying to cover it with the flowers and the the weeds or whatever the hell it was. And then they removed it. So was there a conversation between people where they said, okay, you go up front and you block off the camera, which would have been stupid simple just by putting a piece of tape over it or spray painting or something like that, like one had said the other day. Did they decide, no, wait, we can remove this and do something else with it? And until they, were to disconnect from the Wi-Fi, it would keep recording as they were still at the house. Was there something recorded on that camera that we don't know about that the FBI has? That's a great question. Is it a possibility? 100% it is. They have it. We don't. We're probably not going to see that. But that's the thing. And then when they leave the house finally and they disconnect from Nancy's Wi-Fi, it's going to cut off. Think about that. Great clip there from Megan Kelly. I can't run the full thing, guys, because she doesn't like people running her stops. So it's just a clip that we were showing how that could be done and what seems to be could have been done. So thank you, Tomboy, for that. Very interesting. So, 1 minute here. All right, I'm going to show you guys the new video Savannah put out today. It's very sad, so just be prepared. Considering it's very sad.
Savannah's mom in the news.
Yeah, and Bill, here on the ground right now, we've seen agents coming and going inside of Savannah's mother, Nancy's home.
See, Guthrie, a moment ago, Savannah went to Instagram yet again and played a video, and we're just going to share that with you. And it's a video, obviously, when Savannah was young with her older sister and older brother. And as you watch it, the family of four comes into focus. And we'd remind you that Savannah lost her father when she was a teenager, and she gives her credit, she gives her mom a lot of credit for raising her brother and sister with her.
Very close, and you can see that beautiful picture there of the three kids who have been holding fast to each other during this entire 12-day investigation. Savannah has kept everyone as up to date as she possibly can, I believe, with posts on Instagram. You can kind of imagine what she was feeling as she put this together. These are probably some of her favorite videos and photographs, as she has been begging for people for any.
Feel so bad for her.
For a sign of life. She said just on Monday that she believes she's out there. So maybe she had a more specific reason to believe that than beyond hope. The investigation is continuing in Tucson, Arizona this morning with a little bit of a development with a tent that was put up outside of the family home. The door that we've been looking at for many days is now covered in a white tent.
Let's get to Matt Finn quickly. We'll get an update from on the ground there. And I'm reminded what we were talking during the break here. When Ed Smart said on day 2, he said they wanted to have a press conference every day to remind people that their daughter was missing. And this is part of that effort, Matt, to keep Savannah's mom in the news.
Yeah, and Bill, here on the ground right now, we've seen agents coming and going inside of Savannah's mother, Nancy's home. We believe that this is an effort to perhaps shield the public or shield the media from something going on underneath that tent right now, or what may be in store over the next couple of days. The sun is very hot out here, of course, so perhaps they are protecting some evidence from the sun, but also there is some possible rain in the forecast tomorrow too, so you have to wonder if they're trying to protect that blood or other evidence.
So we've seen this, and we do know what that's all about at this point. Sluther75 just dropped 10 brand new memberships here at the cafe. Thank you so much for that, Sluther. Let's see who got those membership, guys. And make sure that you guys have gifting made available to you to be able to receive gifts, because this happens often. There's a lot of generous people in this community that love to do this. So very much appreciated, Sluther. It looks like gave to G-Man, Celeste CCCC, Gilly XO, Kelly 33, Carrie's Gold Wine, Chickenhead 33, Stormy Grace 9428, Harlet Oscara, Erica J2949, TXBLUYYS. All of them received new memberships. Welcome to the sauce. We got 11 new meatballs jumping in the sauce with us to help spill that sauce day after day. Again, thank you so much for that, Sluther75. You're such an angel, so very generous and very much appreciated. God bless. We really, really do love and appreciate you for that. And just for being part of this community. God bless. Welcome, Skilla. Good to see you today. Margaret, welcome to you. Christina27. Again, Sluther75. So very amazing. God bless, hon. Paula, welcome to you. Regina, good to see you. Again, George Stewart, good to see you. All you guys for jumping in here. We appreciate you very much. We love you too, Sluther, so very much. David Clayton, good to see you. Congrats and welcome, new meatballs. It's very much appreciated. All right, guys, moving on. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? So, we do have a statement from Brian Enton. He puts out something that investigators are looking for. I didn't know about this. It's fairly new to me. You guys might know this. I didn't know this until a little while ago.
So I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house. We just got an update from the Pima County Sheriff's Office, and it's interesting. They are now looking for anyone who lives within a 2-mile radius of Nancy's house who has any kind of video, basically that seems unusual. People walking by, cars out of the ordinary, anything like that. They are asking for those people to submit the video. And if you look at my social media, I have a link where you can submit it, going all the way back to January 1st. Also, TMZ is now reporting that they've received yet another note today. I don't know how significant that is. I mean, it seems like they're getting notes all the time. We don't know if these notes are real or not. One of the neighbors told me that a detective specifically also asked her for video from January 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight. So that seems like a specific time that they are also interested in. But the new message from the sheriff is going all the way back to January 1st. And then something else interesting that I'm hearing from my sources is that investigators working the case don't even know who's in charge and whether it's the FBI or the sheriff, which to me was just really telling. Like, these are people who are actually working the case say that they don't know if it's the sheriff in charge anymore or the FBI, and we don't know either. But there's a ton of FBI agents out here now, but we've also seen the sheriff's deputies also still
Thank you,
working the
Meg.
scene. So that's the latest. Hey guys, so I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house.
Thank you so much, Meg. So there again, Brian is even saying that they don't even know who's in charge. That's saddening to me, okay? But it's interesting, though, that they're going all the way back to January 1st to look at this, which tells me they're looking for anybody that may have been staking out the area. January 11th, they're asking for a specific video from 9 p.m. to midnight. So they have an idea, obviously, of somebody that was in this area, maybe snooping around, shouldn't have been, to try to see if they can get who this is. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Like I said, as much as Brian irritates me, he's actually been very well at covering this today, or this case in general. We'll go back to the scene live. JLR's been live from day one on this, so you got to give him credit where that is due. I appreciate what he's been doing, and he's putting out video for everyone to share out there. He wants everybody to do that.
No feds were in there at the time, so
this is again live on scene as we.
That's in that shopping plaza. There's a gigantic shopping plaza. I believe there's also some sort of hotel or something in the back. Businesses in that area would include Starbucks, CVS, Palama Village, Embassy Suites, Iridus Capital, Charles Schwab, Gloss. Matter of fact, we'll go over there in a second. We can go that way. We should go over there. Let's go over there. But I want to look somewhere else first. Hold on. Hold up. Because what's interesting about that is it's split. It goes to Skyline, East Skyline Drive, and then on one side, it eventually turns into Sunrise Drive. Well, we should go up there. Do you think we should go up there and look? Just to keep people informed of what investigators are looking for? The 5G, it's 5G up there. Uh-oh, we got Home Depot. Home Depot's here.
No, right
there. Like stay. We'll stay here for a bit.
No. All right, all right. That is true. That was very true. We usually don't go over that reward price, which is weird to me. Well, we don't know exactly what
We
surveillance.
are aware about the other email. We're aware about the other email that TMZ received. We discussed that the last one. They've received an email yesterday talking about 1 Bitcoin. They'll give information on the kidnapping, and then they've received an additional email apparently recently saying that.
All right, let's see what else we got moving around here. Just trying to give you guys some live shots too. Hold on 1 minute here. Let me show you what CNN's reporting as we speak.
Many people who live in this area who have Ring doorbell cameras to go through and check their footage on
Welcome,
two
Scott.
very specific dates. The first one being on January 11th between the times of 9 p.m. and midnight, and also again on January 31st, that in the morning, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., noting that there could be a suspicious vehicle in this area around 10 a.m. It just shows you how desperate they are for any information as we're 2 weeks into the search for 84-year-old grandmother Nancy Guthrie. We know after that initial doorbell camera video released from Nancy Guthrie's home showed that armed person outside of her door. There was 18,000 tips have been called in, 4,000 of those in the 24 hours after that doorbell camera came out. Now, we also have new reporting from the New York Post, a black glove found less than 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. If we go back to that doorbell camera video, we can see that person there had gloves on. Now, investigators aren't saying at this point if that glove is the same glove that was connected to.
Now, I did have something else I thought was quite shocking, you guys, considering what's going on here. One minute here. Give me a minute. The sheriff has been quite out of line in this case, you guys, just so you know. Just a minute here. Where did it go? Just a minute. Sorry, guys. There we go. This is quite interesting. This is a former police officer. We've seen him many a times during this case so far. He actually finally calls out the sheriff on this, guys. I don't know if you saw this yet. This is interesting.
Looking for that one night, the sheriff's forensics teams in Tucson searching the side of the road near Nancy Guthrie's home. This is the very new stuff now. This, as sources confirm, the FBI is processing a set of gloves found about 1.5 miles from her house. Lieutenant Randy Sutton joins us now. He served 24 years with the Las Vegas Metropolitan PD. He joins us live outside the Pima County Sheriff's Office in Tucson. Randy, your take on what they're looking for that would prompt them to go there at night. What could you maybe infer from this?
Well, in a sense, it shows how desperate they are to literally turn over every stone on this investigation. They are looking for anything. And the reality is that this is very difficult terrain. When you're looking at the wide scope of this search, I mean, it encompasses miles and miles, and with the hope that they will be able to recover something that might have been discarded. Now, I caution about the enthusiasm that has arisen from the discovery of these gloves. Is it possible that they're involved? Sure, and they will diligently, the FBI will diligently examine those for DNA and any possibility. They'll be comparing the material from enhanced photographic images that they recover from the video. They'll do anything to either confirm that those possibly might be the gloves, or that this is a non-starter.
Right. Some people have said those gloves, the ones we saw in the video, that might be the ones we found on the ground. They found on the ground, are from the food service business. That might be somebody that works in some type of area where you need the thickness of those like thermal gloves. How do you feel about that?
Well, I personally believe that those gloves were easily found in any Home Depot or Lowe's, and they are used for plumbing work and things like that.
Okay.
And that there was a set of gloves underneath that. That's my belief.
That's why you would have the thicker gloves. So the sheriff hasn't spoken to us in a while. We get updates just by piecing together different reports and clues and trying to do our own sourcing. How do you think this is working with the FBI and sheriff, the coordination, the leadership? How is it viewed inside from your contacts?
Now, that's a great question, because this is something that's concerned me from the very beginning. Of course, following this case from the outset, beginning when the sheriff did give his press conferences, the way he gave these press conferences was startling. It was unprofessional. He seemed to be out of his depth, quite honestly. He gave information and he walked back information, and he said this, he said that. Clearly under his leadership, the scene was not secured properly. We're now understanding that the FBI wasn't called in until several days later, that the scene itself was compromised. This is bad leadership. And I can tell you this, that I've been on the ground here for like 10 days now. And I've got pretty good sources in the area when it comes down to how this sheriff is viewed. And he is viewed as a vindictive sheriff, that he has, in actuality, gotten rid of some of his most experienced people, including on the homicide team. The homicide team here is they don't get that much experience, because I think last year there were only 5 murders as opposed to Tucson, which had like 50. So to be a homicide detective requires a great deal of time and education, but experience. Well, he got rid of his most experienced because he had disciplinary problems or personal problems with them. Same thing with the pilot of the airplane that needed to be up immediately in the search and rescue. He got rid of the pilot and assigned him back to another assignment. He was their pilot. And in all reality, he is not viewed as an effective leader. He's viewed as a vindictive leader. And we're seeing that, I believe, because he hasn't given a press conference since all of the criticism that arose from his other press conferences. And this is bad leadership. The people have a right to have some transparency.
Yes.
Of course, you don't want to give up the leads or anything, but the people have a right to have some confidence in the law enforcement area here.
I keep going back to John Ramsey told me on Sunday, one of his big regrets was now pushing harder to get the FBI more involved early. He just acquiesced and said, do your thing. He says, and he really regrets not doing that. And we know the death of his daughter was in his own house. Lastly, if there was a Guthrie getaway vehicle, was it caught on a traffic camera anywhere after you saw the doorway video? Do you think, what would you be looking for there? Could that be possible?
Yeah, it is possible. And I think that's why they're looking at every single ounce of video that they can obtain from security cameras in convenience stores to the whatever is out there officially in the government, poll cams and things like that. So they're looking for anything that could possibly be have been utilized as a getaway vehicle. And I fully believe that it is out there. He didn't drag that woman out of there and carry her off to Never Land. There's a vehicle involved.
Right. The city of Tucson does not have cameras that record moving vehicles. So it's unfortunate. Some people might like that, but doesn't help here. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Great job.
All right, give you guys some live drone footage now around Nancy's house again. And this is the area surrounding the house from a little bit earlier when they were taking down the tent and stuff, as you can see. And you can see how vast this area is, what's going on. Yeah, and the sheriff definitely has a track record, folks. If you look into him, it's not very well liked by truly anyone. It's got a bad name. And Pima County, at least. I don't know about the previous to Pima, but he's not very well liked in Pima County. I'll say that much. Sheriff Nanos began his career in law enforcement in '76 with the El Paso Police Department. He became a member of the Pima County Sheriff's Department in '84 as a corrections officer, and then was promoted the following year to sheriff. Thank you, Sky Blue, for that. Very much appreciated, dear. God bless. And thank you for the statement. Very, 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 very sweet of you. Appreciate that so very much. Yeah, well, it shows, in my opinion, the care that he had that day that he ended up wandering off to a basketball game while this was going on. So it's pretty sad. Yeah, Pima County is not fond of him whatsoever.
We have an update now out of Arizona. Our colleague Savannah Guthrie has just posted on Instagram. She shared a home movie from her childhood with her mom, Nancy, who disappeared from her home in Tucson nearly 2 weeks ago. The post reads, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope." Let's watch.
Bit of a trigger warning. It's kind of sad. Again, this is the full video now.
The video just 21 seconds long, but it speaks volumes about the bond between Savannah and her mother, just the bond among the entire Guthrie family, which has been as important as ever during this difficult time. Let's bring in our national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent, Tom Winter. Tom, we know there is still more activity in Arizona this morning as tips continue to come in following that video that was released a couple days ago. Where do things stand with the investigation right now?
The sheriff they've been fighting back and forth, Italian girl. That's what the problem is. The sheriff has to allow for it. Okay. And he's been fighting against it. That's the problem. And this is so sad. The Guthrie family doesn't need this. They need accurate, inline law enforcement working together, not against each other. They just need to allow the FBI to take the case. This probably would have been solved already if the FBI had the lead on this, in my opinion. Yeah, 100%. So that's truly how I feel on that one. I think if the FBI had the ability to do what they want to do, first and foremost, that it would be, I don't know. Just dropped 6 minutes ago. They're saying that the investigators in the Guthrie case expand the time frame and radius of the neighborhood search. I'm just trying to give you guys stuff as it falls out, newest to oldest.
Now go back to Dana Griffin, who's on the ground in Tucson, because we have an update. Dana, we're just hearing something from authorities. What do you have?
Yeah, we just got a release from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Their public information officer acknowledges.
Hang on, you guys. Sorry. 1 second. My apologies. I just had a technical issue. My apologies. Sorry about that. Here we go.
evidence from the rain. And, one of the big questions that
Hold
was
on.
asked is, has any of the getaway cars?
I don't even know what happened. Hold on a minute, you guys. What the hell was that? What the hell happened? Hold on. Something just cut. 1 minute. 1 second. I'll get back to. Where did it go? Where did it go? Well, what the hell happened here? This is weird. Okay, I'll just roll this next one, I guess. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happened.
Welcome back to the weekend prime time. We begin this hour with some breaking news in the search for Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, nearly a week after she vanished. Savannah has just posted a new video acknowledging her family has received a message from the suspected kidnapper. Here's the full video.
We received your message.
This isn't new. This is old. Why is this doing this to me? Sorry, you guys. It was a brand new clip that I was getting ready to roll, and it just cut it itself. Huh. Okay, hold on.
Investigators are looking at.
All right, this is from an hour ago. Some of this stuff we probably know already.
And two possible new clues in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Black gloves were discovered just miles away from her home where officials were searching a roadway. Last night, the Pima County Sheriff also revealed more detainments are in fact coming. And thanks for joining us. I'm Jan Jeffcoat. It's Thursday, February 12th. We want to.
So she says that they believe that there's more detainments coming of people that they're suspicious of. So that should be interesting.
Now welcome our Charge viewers live with us on the East Coast and recorded on the West. This morning, officials are investigating some 4,000 new tips that have come in just since the release of that chilling doorbell camera video from Nancy's home. Mark Boyle joining us right now from the live desk with the very latest developments. Good morning to you, Mark. A lot of attention has been given to these black gloves. Quite frankly, we don't know if it is going to unmask perhaps a suspect or if it's a ruse, if somebody just put it there. Either way, we know they're leaving no stone unturned because she's still out there somewhere this morning. They haven't found her.
They're still looking for any bit of evidence that they could have a break in this case. And according to the detectives, that glove was found about 1.5 miles from the home of Nancy Guthrie. I'm going to show you a photo of the glove here behind me. This is it. Black glove on the ground. They found this, and now it's being run through the investigation.
And as we know, there's more than one glove now. There's a pair that they're running, so he's a little behind on that. But yeah, it's 1.5 miles from Nancy's house, so that could still mean somebody tossed him out the window or something.
Reporter with the New York Post found it, was with investigators when it was discovered, and she describes what it was like when they put it all together.
It all happened so quickly, but basically a photographer who's here working for the Post and we were just in the right place at the right time. All of a sudden, somebody appeared, one of the FBI agents with a bag, and he put the black object in the bag. It wasn't until later when I saw the high resolution photos that the photographer had taken that we did realize that it was a glove.
Now, experts believe that glove is being sent down for DNA testing at the FBI's main lab in Quantico, Virginia. Since authorities released the videos of that masked person deactivating the Nest camera you see here behind me, they have received 4,000 tips. So just from when that was released. In total, though, since February 1st, nearly 18,000 tips have been called in. We'll track the story as news breaks. We'll bring it to you right here at the live desk on our website, anytime at thenationaldesk.com.
Pima County Sheriff said to expect more detainments after authorities already questioned and released this delivery driver who had been under surveillance.
They told my mother-in-law. Okay. They showed her a video. Yeah, because they said that my eyes and my eyelashes look the same. To clear my name. That's all I want.
And again, as Mark just said, 18,000 calls have flooded the FBI tip line since Nancy Guthrie vanished. 4,000 in just the 24 hours after that chilling doorbell camera video was released. Again, the tip line number, 1-800-CALL-FBI, which is 225-5324. Call if you know anything.
Savannah Guthrie just posted old home videos and a photo.
All right, hang on. 1 minute.
A chilling.
One minute. I think Court TV had something here. Just 1 minute, guys. Hold on. There's stuff out there saying that Nancy was abducted from her bed. We got some older stuff. Just give me a minute. And decide which one I wanted to give you. Lord, where's it at? Too many of them. All right, so let's go back to this one here, guys. For those of you that may not have seen it, just a minute. 1 minute. Here we go. Now, Court TV put this out 9 days ago. Sometimes it's good to go back to the beginning of something and listen to what they're saying then as compared to what we see now. Carmick's in the house. Good to see you, dear. Jamie Sue, welcome to you as well. Oh, let's see here. Lucy Morningstar's in the house. Good to see you, Lucci. So here's my point. I want to go back to the earlier on. Okay, check this out and listen to what they're saying here.
Things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we've processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime. We know she didn't just walk out of there. She did not leave on her own. Nancy Guthrie is of great sound mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack, and we're asking the community's help.
Snatched from her bed in the middle of the night, police say that could be what happened to Nancy Guthrie. The urgent search continues this morning. Plus, daughter, Court TV alum, and Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie taking a step back from her Winter Olympics coverage as her mother remains missing. We have a reporter from Page 6 joining us on the show to talk about their exclusive reporting. And defendant Brendan Banfield convicted of murder. This hour, we are joined live by the prosecution team. And we're going inside of the Alexander brothers sex trafficking case, the scary world that we live in. And this morning, sadly, we're seeing this victimization happening to a famous person in our country. One of our incredibly accomplished Court TV alumni, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff in Arizona says that Savannah's mother, Nancy Guthrie, appears to have been taken from her home against her will. NBC News is reporting that law enforcement shared with them that they also believe that 84-year-old Nancy was harmed in the process. Now, this is both a heartbreaking and terrifying situation for Savannah Guthrie and for everyone in her family as they're waiting this morning on pins and needles, hoping their beloved mom is rescued. This case is such a sad illustration that
Now, this is what they released 9 days ago, folks. We're day 13 on heading into day 13 on this. So this is from 9 days ago. For those of you that didn't see this, pay attention to the way things were then as compared to now.
nobody is immune when it comes to crime. Crime doesn't care if you're famous or if you're feeble or if you are beloved. Criminals are savages, and they have no problem victimizing a beautiful,
Thank you, Jamie
precious
Sue.
woman like Nancy.
Very much
Guthrie.
appreciated. Very generous of you.
On behalf of everyone at Court TV, we send our love and our prayers to Savannah and her family. And we hope and we pray that Nancy is rescued and brought back to them safely and unharmed. That's my opening statement this Tuesday. Let me know if you like it. Right now, time for your daily docket.
He stabbed his nephew, Jesse, multiple times.
No, she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was a
Thank you again so much, Jamie Sue, for that other super chat. Very much appreciated for both of those. God bless. Very generous of you, and thank you. Thank you again.
She did not leave on her own.
Investigators say that Guthrie needs critical medication, and even missing just a day's dose could be life-threatening for her. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is offering a $2,500 reward for any information. Let's bring in our investigators and talk about this case. Here with me, Private Investigator Manuel Gomez and Chief Chris Anderson. Good morning to you both. Chief, I'll begin with you. Your thoughts on what may have occurred here?
Well, throughout the entire investigation, they've signaled that this may be a serious crime. I mean, while the signals were very, very subtle, they've been signaling that this could be a very heinous crime, or at least a crime scene, from the onset of this investigation. And you and I both know that when law enforcement are investigating cases like this, they're very quiet with details, and that's to help the case. So, it is very troubling. I pray for the Guthrie family and their mother's safe return. But this is a very, very troubling case, because now we're having people that are in the spotlight, and their family members that are being victimized. And this is troubling for me.
Yeah, it certainly is, Chief. Savannah put a post up on her Instagram saying, in part, quote, "Thank you for lifting your prayers with ours for our beloved mom, our dearest Nancy, a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant. Raise your prayers with us and believe with us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. We need you. Bring her home." Manuel Gomez, want to go to you next, please. Your thoughts on what may have occurred here.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that this case was done for a personal reason, because the police are not talking about a robbery. They're talking about her being abducted at night. Again, why would you abduct an 84-year-old woman? The problem I have with this case is that her putting her mother on TV, and I know she meant it because she was proud and happy of her mom, but put her in danger as well. When you're in the spotlight, you can't put your family in the spotlight, because if you say a comment or an objective or report on a story that someone doesn't like, they'll take it out on your family. And then the problem with this case is that, and in my experience, if you don't find a person like this who's coherent, who's sickly within the first 96 hours, it's a 90% chance you're not going to find them alive after that. So I think on this case, what we need to do is continue humanizing her, showing family pictures, and putting a reward, not $2,500, make it $200,000 or $300,000. Make it to the point where that abductor will want to release her. Because I tell you right now, this is a case of vindictiveness and a personal attack, either on Savannah or one of the family members.
Manuel, you took the words right out of my mouth at the end there. My next question was going to be if you think this has any tie to Savannah, if her mother was targeted because of her for any reason, and you kind of touched on that. Manuel, the floor to follow up.
I believe that she was targeted because of that. And I think she must have covered a news story, maybe on the Iran situation, maybe on the political environment. But we got to remember, there are, and I hate to use this example, but it is an example, there are Luigi Mangionis out there, predators stalking people. And this is one of those cases. Again, do I believe they can find her? Yes, but it's going to go back to the digital footprint of that neighborhood. And the fact that the family disturbed the crime scene and they searched it for an hour before calling the police has made this case even more difficult for the police.
Manuel, thank you for those insights. Let's take a look at Nancy Guthrie's house. We have a photo of it. She lived in a pretty affluent area of Tucson, and this is one of those neighborhoods where you're not up there for no reason. Her home is not in a typical subdivision. It's not gated. We know that. If you take a look at the surrounding homes, even if they had Ring cameras, it'd probably be very hard to see anything given how they're situated near each other. Chief, I want to ask you a follow-up question as to the belief that she was taken against her will. So here it appears that there was a kidnapping. At least that's the belief of law enforcement at this time. What I'm wondering is, why no ransom money? If it is in part, and let's just say for the sake of our analysis, in any way tied to Savannah Guthrie, I'm curious why no request for ransom money. What are your thoughts on that?
So it's not uncommon for the criminal element to wait a day or so before they put out a ransom a note or information about it. And they may already have it, and law enforcement are not really revealing that information because they're working leads on the case. And that is some information that us as law enforcement would not put out to the general public because it just adds more layers to the case, if you will. And me being a lead investigator on a case like this, I probably would not put any information out about a ransom because it does more damage than good before we've had enough time to look deeply into everything that has happened. So my answer to your question is that there may have been a ransom already put out to law enforcement, and they're just not releasing it to the public while they're trying to gather as much information as they can to find the suspects who are responsible.
Excellent insights, Chief. Thank you for all of that. According to our affiliate in Phoenix, Scripps News, who is Court TV's parent company, has a local station there, and they are reporting that investigators have Nancy Guthrie's cell phone, that they found it still in her house. They also found her wallet, her medication, her car still there. Manuel, your thoughts on what these items left behind?
Now, see, did you guys hear that? They found her wallet, her phone, and her medication. But on the warrant with Carlos, they were looking for victim medication. Okay, either something's messed up somewhere, or they're looking for more than what they've already found at the house. That's my thought on that. So, you see what I mean? This is why we go backwards and look at some of this stuff from the beginning.
May indicate.
Well, you see, you just nailed it right on the head. All those items, if there was an abduction when you were robbing or something, they would have took some of these things, the wallet, the jewelry. Again, there's no indicators so far of a robbery being occurred here. This items being left and the mother being taken. And remember, where is the value of the mom other than for the family value that, she's the mother? But, what are you really going to get out of an 84-year-old sickly woman? This was done maliciously. This was done to send a message, and this was done out of anger. Now, the problem is, do we think it was because of Savannah or one of the family members? And if I was the investigator in this case, I'll be targeting any of their phone calls using the digital footprints to see if anybody didn't like them or not, and looking into those type of leads as well. But again, this is an isolated area, and this is Arizona. In that area, there's a lot of holes where you could drop somebody. I hope that's not the case, but we need to increase a reward for this woman and not $2,500.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So currently it's at 2500 Manuel. The sheriff's office set up a tip line. They're asking for people to submit anything they have, any videos, any images. They're saying they're looking at home security footage in the area as well as license plate readers to track down any vehicles that may be suspicious. Chief, your thoughts on that? Should the reward be higher?
Absolutely, it should be higher. I mean, what value can you place on a mother? There's no value, and there's no amount. But like I said, the value that they put out for the public may be just $2,500 at the moment. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and I wanted to touch on a point that you just made just right prior to with Manuel. Them leaving the jewelry and items that would suggest that this is not a robbery says a lot about this investigation, says a lot about the purpose of this this abduction. To me, because the target was the mother. You can there are indications on the scene that the scene was she was forcibly removed from her house. So the things that they left says a lot about this investigation.
Yeah, Chief. And we haven't heard any word from law enforcement that this was a burglary, that this was, intended to be for theft purposes. We haven't heard anything like that. And
Now, 1 minute. All right, so they put a new video out in regards to Carlos. They're a little behind on it in some senses, but this is interesting.
Tonight, after the person detained by law enforcement was let go. Ryan Smith at the live desk with what he's saying, Ryan, about being questioned and also where investigators are looking now.
The man at the center of last night's questioning, what many thought could be a major breakthrough in this case. He is now speaking out, saying he had absolutely nothing to do with the abduction of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie.
Do you feel you're owed an apology?
Yeah. Something I didn't do, yeah. Especially the way they acted. I mean, I know it's their job to do what they're doing, but to an innocent man, wow. And they didn't even, I think they don't even have evidence against me, so I don't even know how they got to me.
Investigators released him after several hours overnight. They haven't said yet what led them to stop him. About an hour south of Tucson, Carlos says he's simply a delivery driver who at times works in the Tucson area. Now tonight, the FBI, as you see him here, they are intensifying that search north of Guthrie's home, focusing on multiple roadways across the Catalina foothills. And the New York Post here reporting tonight that agents here did in fact find a black glove today. The person seen in this newly released doorbell camera video yesterday is in fact
they're a little behind, I'm guessing.
There, the Pima County Sheriff says since the release of this footage by the FBI, they have now received more than 4,000 calls to that tip line just in the past 24 hours.
Nancy Guthrie's mysterious disappearance has reignited the conversation surrounding ransom kidnappings. Let's go to Emma Withrow from the Fact Check team. And as we look back in history, there have, of course, been several notable cases, extortion cases, here in the U.S. and beyond. What stands out to you?
So there was one that I found that was one of the largest ransom payments ever reported. It was in 1983 when a Hong Kong billionaire, his name's Teddy Wang, he was kidnapped by organized criminals. Reports at the time indicated that around $11 million was paid for his release. And what's even crazier about this whole story was Wang was then kidnapped again in 1990, and his wife reportedly paid around $34 million for his release, but he was never seen again. That's all according to the New York Times. So that case is really interesting.
Another interesting case and famous case I think many of us think of is the Patty Hearst case as well, right?
Yeah, Patty Hearst is a big one. 1974, she was abducted by a radical group that demanded millions in food distribution programs, which is interesting. Her family provided about $2 million worth of aid, and then the case became even more shocking when Hearst actually appeared to join at least the group in a bank robbery. One of the even more infamous cases happened a year before that. All this type of stuff went down in the 1970s when John Paul Getty III, the teenage grandson of an oil billionaire, was abducted. Kidnappers demanded $17 million. His grandfather initially refused to pay, and then after a part of the teen's ear was mailed to a newspaper, reduced ransom of about $2.2 million was ultimately paid to get him back.
Just gruesome details. Emma,
Yeah.
thank you. For more on this Fact Check Team topic, including links to Emma's sources, scan the QR code or visit thenationaldesk.com.
Major breakthroughs in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance this morning. Overnight, police did detain a person for questioning in connection to this case after a traffic stop. And just hours earlier, the FBI released haunting new surveillance video. The footage chilling. And still this morning, Nancy is nowhere to be found. Joining us right now with the latest developments in this investigation, former FBI special agent in charge and head of the Chicago.
All right, so these are not new statements, obviously, but they're dropping these like they're just being released. So, let's see. What else has dropped on this? It's new. I'm trying to show you guys the newest stuff. Now, this here was interesting. Fox put this out last night saying that this could have been the big mistake. They're saying that breaks the case. Now, I don't know. You guys may have seen this already as well.
Says telling Fox News a set of gloves have been found about 1.5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. Investigators have not yet confirmed they are tied to the Guthrie case, but the gloves are reportedly being tested for a DNA sample, which could crack open the case.
He was trying so hard to leave no trace behind. He was in there 40 plus minutes. All I need, Sean, is one hair, one, be it nuclear or non-nuclear, meaning no root or root. All I need is one. Why? Because that DNA that they have found there is coming back, even if he doesn't have a record. Still, genetic genealogy, busted.
Police are also focusing on the backpack, which was worn by the person seen walking outside Nancy Guthrie's home. And law enforcement believe this could be a clue to track this person down.
We found that the backpack looks like a Walmart Ozark Trail hiker backpack. And what you see is there are reflective pieces on the backpack that match this Walmart.
Yeah, trigger warning, guys. I didn't know Nancy was going to be on there.
Backpack. One of the television stations in Tucson, KOLD, said today that late today that indeed the law enforcement believes it is that Walmart backpack that the person was wearing.
An extensive search was conducted along the roadways in the Catalina foothills and leading out of the Tucson area. Investigators were also seen returning to the home of Annie Guthrie, Nancy's other daughter, as the investigation enters day 12. Police say they've received over 18,000 tips since the 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie's disappearance.
Charles Marino is a former Secret Service Supervisory Special Agent and Sentinel Security Solutions CEO and joins us now. Charles, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start off with this black glove that could be absolutely unrelated to this case.
Again, guys, there's a pair of gloves that they have found now. Again, these guys are so far behind on some of this stuff. It's crazy. Hold on a minute here. What the? All right, so we're going to jump back over real quick to live. JLR's live at this scene again. Around the scene, I should say. My apologies.
And
Got escalators. Escalators. Fine foods. It says fine foods. Dude, this is like bougie, ritzy. Oh, it smells like burgers. You can smell the burger. It smells like a or a steak or something. It smells good. Fine foods.
No idea what he's doing, but he's live.
Ah, refreshing. It's refreshing. It's soothing. Tranquil. Therapeutic.
I have no idea, Momikins. I came back over to see what he was doing live.
Mall, outdoor mall, indoor, outdoor.
All right, Randy.
Here with like high-end Williams and Sonoma.
Yeah, it is beautiful there. I guess he's at some local mall to that area.
Burgers.
Talking about food.
Those AJ's burgers are amazing at that cafe grill. AJ's burgers. AJ, it smelled good. I'm telling you, it smelled good. I ain't gonna lie. That thing was.
All right, hang on. Let me see if I can get something else.
Got that thing. It's a drawing. Come on in. Have a burger. Pottery Barn. It's a Pottery Barn.
That's weird. Yeah. I guess.
Pottery Barn.
So everything live is where JLR is.
West Elm.
Let me see.
It's Golden Outlet Mall. Did the Kidnapper come here?
1 minute here. So that's really it as far as new stuff, you guys. TMZ got another letter. There's another video that's been put out of somebody else. Okay. Nothing else besides what we've shown that's new. Now, truly, give me this. So here, let me see something here real fast. My apologies, you guys. Give me 1 second. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's it as far as anything new. They're still searching the foothills as of right now around Nancy's house. Day 12. We're 2 days off of this being a full-blown 2 weeks. So for those of you that didn't know, I told you this story yesterday, I think it was. This goes back to the how this all went down and when it went into, well, Lovato, welcome. On the morning Nancy's disappearance, NBC's Today reported that she was supposed to join friends at a neighbor's house, to watch an online church service of the Good Shepherd in New York, which is Savannah's church. Okay. Michael Rudenza, the church pastor, said he met with Guthrie when she visited New York. The visits took place after her daughter Savannah began attending the church 10 years ago. He said that after the pandemic hit and the church began to stream its services, prayers, and sermons, Guthrie started to watch. Guthrie was also part of St. Andrew's Presbyterian Community Church near Tucson. The church said that she had been in the church family a long time. Nancy, 84, was reported missing on February 1st. Authorities believe she was abducted from her Catalina Foothills home near Tucson. Pima County Sheriff's Department initially had said her absence was noted because she had failed to show up for church, not for virtual service viewed from friend's house. So we know the truth on that, guys. That's where this story came from initially. Guthrie had connected with the pastor, who described Guthrie as strong and fiercely loving. Over the years, you've gotten to know what makes her tick. In some ways, from a faith perspective, the songs that meant something to her and scriptures that are meaningful to her. Such a sweet looking lady. So there's that. And again, this is what we've gotten so far that's new. Okay, there's a decent amount, but nothing super duper huge. Just a little bit of breaking news. 1 minute. A little bit outside the realm of this. Wait a minute. No, that's not new. Why are they posting this stuff as new when it's not new? They just dropped something that 3 months ago we looked into, talked about very quickly, but the FBI says that they thwarted a potential terrorist attack in Michigan. It's not new. Like, that was 3 months ago. Crazy. I've been doing this stuff every day now. LA too. Okay. Oh, 1 minute here. The big thing now that they're doing is, hey, Krista, they're checking, they're checking footage all the way back to January 1st now. And as I said yesterday and today, I want to know if there's a vehicle caught on camera somewhere taking Nancy out of the neighborhood. There has to be. There has to be. What's up, Captain Jenks? Good to see you, brother. Great to see you. Krista's in the house. Captain Jenks, good to see you. So yeah, guys, there's got to be a vehicle caught on camera somewhere, okay, somewhere that took Nancy out of this neighborhood. Again, like I said, they didn't carry her out on their backs. They didn't wheel her out in a wheelbarrow on a motorcycle. There's got to be a vehicle that they took her out in, period. I really would like to see what and how. 1 minute here. Okay, so they brought an attorney in, Fox did, in regards to the ransom thing, okay? Because I've got questions about this ransom thing. This is something I did want to talk to you guys about. So they bring this attorney in to break down the ransom strategy. I think this is interesting because is it real? I think most of us have questioned this whole ransom thing because of the way it's played out. Let's check it out.
We wanted to bring in our next guest to talk a little bit about what could potentially be happening legally, what could be happening. They detain a person of interest, Josh, and then they question this person and they let this person go. Talk a little bit about what detain means.
Yeah, so
That's another point too, mate.
An arrest. When you detain somebody, you need to have what's called reasonable suspicion, and it's a little bit less than a probable cause is what you need for an arrest. So if I
Here, I see a couple of you guys asking. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop the link now and give you guys the option to pop up here and express some feelings, thoughts, opinions on this. 1 minute here. Here we go. Let me pin this up real quick, guys. Bear with me. Sorry. Hang on. I'll pull this back up here in a second. Just 1 minute. My apologies, everybody. All right, the link is pinned. If you guys want to join me up here to express some thoughts, feelings, opinions, please feel free. I always love to hear from you guys as we listen to what they're breaking down about this ransom. Is this ransom true, false, real, fake? All right, guys, the link's pinned in the chat. Senor, Krista, whoever wants to join me, feel free.
I'll give an example. Let's say you have a cookie jar and you have you walk downstairs with your wife and you see a bunch of cookies on the ground and you have 2 kids and 2 dogs and you know that one of the 4 took the cookies.
Okay.
That's reasonable suspicion.
Okay.
Now, probable cause would be, okay, you come back downstairs, but you only have a 7-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. And you come downstairs and you see all the cookies on the ground. And you know that your son has done this before. In the same exact
Thank you,
manner.
SRB.
But you don't know for certain. But it gives you probable cause to talk to him and read him his Miranda rights.
Yeah, well, we'll get through this and then we'll run a poll. Good call, G Angel. I got 3 of them I want to run.
Gotcha. So the guy basically talked to the media right after, basically saying, I have no idea who Savannah Guthrie is. I don't know what the Today Show is. I've never had any interaction with the Guthrie family. I mean, who these people are or what was going on?
Because whoever detained him, Pinell County Sheriff's Officer, FBI, never put his name out. So he is the one who came forward and said it was me.
Well, I think that the media, as savvy as they are, would have found out who he is anyway. There's media camped around the entire city of Tucson right now. And I think that if you're clearly innocent, it may be better to get ahead of the story. Because if you don't, the public perception is going to be, well, what is this guy hiding?
Sure.
So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing unless he does have something that he's hiding.
Yeah. Josh, you mentioned.
Also, I just noticed something. I want to thank any of you guys that have supported the channel by taking, ordering anything from the Amazon wish list, guys. God bless. That's so very much appreciated. You guys are amazing for that. And I very much appreciated anybody supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. We appreciate you. Donations of any sort are never expected, folks, but very much appreciated because it keeps the channel going. So thank you all very much for those of you that are doing that. God bless.
Something I think is so interesting to point out. It has been 1 week since we have heard anything from any officials from the FBI or from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. If you look on Twitter, you look on Facebook, you look on any social media, there are just
countless number of videos.
Well, people are kind of jumping to conclusions.
Sure.
I saw something it was at next to Annie Guthrie's house. They're like, look at this person. They are moving boxes from inside their house to outside. It's like, what if they're just moving? What if they're doing spring cleaning? Like, I feel like it's kind of at a fever pitch where I feel like maybe they need to come in and say, look, this is what we're still working on. This is who we've ruled out. What do you think?
We also, if I can add to that, have a lot of those people on social media saying it's not adding up.
Exactly. And, I think that you kind of have to look at what's happened in historical context. So, there have been a number of what's called KNR kidnappings. That's kidnapping and ransom situations over the last century. You have one group, which is purely based on a motive for money. And that would include Frank Sinatra Jr.
Welcome, Captain Jenks. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Great to have you up here today.
How you doing, Dago?
I'm doing good, brother. Been a minute. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah. This is crazy, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. You jump up here to give us your thoughts and feelings on this, I take it.
Yeah, there was robbery. There's no robbery from what I hear. So do this without something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. Robbery would make sense on this. Agreed. But there's nothing that they're stating has come up missing. I'm sure the family's been through the house, looked around, they've checked things. Nothing seems to be missing except for Nancy. It's very, very odd. And then the ransom thing is very strange to me. I don't even know. It's just very strange to me. Go ahead, bud.
Well, what I saw was the blood droplets in the front. They're coming. Yeah. They're lined up with the up, so they're coming left side.
Sure.
So I'm thinking maybe she was removed in a wheelchair or something like that, or maybe bleeding from the arm and the hand, and
right. Good
dropping
point.
the left. If you're coming out, if you're going in, it's the right side. But thinking, if there's a wheelchair or something, because usually I have one around just if they have to go farther, they got someone with them. If she was taken out in a wheelchair.
That would be interesting to understand. Yeah, I don't know if there was a wheelchair. I know she had a walker, but being that she couldn't walk very far, there's a very high likelihood there was a wheelchair. Now, here's the thing. She has, that condition that you get at a certain age in life where your skin becomes paper thin. Bruising is very easy. You could just bump something. So say, for instance, it's a good call, Cap. If they were taking her out the front door by some chance in a wheelchair and the door slammed, it's a metal door, heavy metal door slammed into her arm. That could be where the bleeding came from. That's a good call. Very good call. Your audio is breaking up really bad too, Cap. It keeps going in and out for some reason.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
So far, let's see.
Okay.
Sounds good so far. You're good so far.
Yeah, I think we had some notes. I think it's overseas, BS, Russia, North Korea, something like that.
Yeah.
Enough to do it to them because it's going to go into Russia and get somebody for doing it. But that's what I think. I think they're just hoaxes, and some of the other ones were maybe a ruse to put them off of what they're actually trying
going on. Yeah.
Because if you really didn't have a real ransom and nothing was robbed, this is more like be considered.
Gotcha. Well, saying real quick here that I missed. Thank you, G Angel. That the blood tested had nasal mucus in it, which would be from a bloody nose. If she was maybe hit in the nose with something, that's or she got upset, got worked up, and started bleeding from the nose. Well, that would make sense. Or it came from her mouth, which could still have mucus in it. That's interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, G Angel.
That's a good point. Yeah,
that's an interesting point to know. Yeah, I agree with that. Very interesting. You're the link is pinned, brother. You're welcome to join us up here as well. Let me go ahead and finish out with this video, what they're talking about with this ransom stuff, and see if we can add anything else to this, Cap.
Sure.
The Getty family, and the Lindenberg baby,
yeah.
And in those three situations, it was formulaic, where the kidnappers contacted directly the family, and they were able to build up rapport and exchange money for the hostage. Then you have the other situation, which is done either for ideology or for a spectacle. And I think of JonBenet Ramsey, the JonBenet Ramsey case. You had a note that really took the attention away from everything, and it was the spectacle itself. And here you have two notes that were sent to not the family, but the media. And you have to ask yourself, well, why would they do that? Well, they want it in the media. They want that to be the story. It doesn't follow the formula of being purely monetary based. Now, I know another thing to point out is that, the first 10 days, everybody was certain this was a professional job. And then everything changed when we saw the video of that doofus looking guy who seemed like he was a caricature, almost like a parody. And the issue I have with it is this: if we really do believe that it was a professional job, and there's a lot of reasons to think that they didn't leave any evidence, they haven't been caught, it looks professional. Well, wouldn't it be in the professional's back pocket to try to deceive us by having some doofus-looking bad guy out there make it look like he's not military, he's not this, he's not that? So it kind of.
Congrats, Mark Schumann. Welcome back to the sauce, brother. Good to have you here. Welcome to the family, and welcome, Miss Krista. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, hello.
How are you? Good to have you here.
Thank you.
On we go.
Narrows the investigation. If you're certain that it's not professional, you're going to stop looking at professional people. Also, why are we calling this a kidnapping? We don't know that she wasn't murdered in her house. When you call it kidnapping, you narrow the.
That's a good point. Thank you, Mark, for that membership. I can't tell who got it. Whoever did, welcome to the sauce with us. We appreciate you very much for that, Mark. Are you taking off, Tomboy? All right. Thank you for being here. And see, I got all three of you guys up here. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Moving on.
Hi,
Focus of your investigation. You're attributing.
Yes, sir.
Whether he was actually, whether the notes were real, or unfortunately, if she was murdered in her house.
All right. So that's an interesting statement. We haven't heard much of that being brought up, though. They're saying it's a kidnapping, but then he said, why are they calling it a kidnapping? We don't know that she wasn't murdered in her house. That's a good statement because we really, truly don't. This guy's interesting the way he speaks on these things because there's, honest to God, we don't know. We weren't there unless we were there or there's something inside the house that proves otherwise. But again, still, we don't know what they did to her inside that house before they took her out of the house. So it's logical to think that they could have, and I don't want to think this because this is not what I want the answer to be. I'd like for Nancy to be brought home safe, sound, and the family to get back to living their lives. But we have to be realistic too, folks. Okay. So yeah, granted, this is an interesting statement because something could have happened to her in the house and they took her with them to do something else with her.
Right.
So
yeah.
Now they did, like Tomboy pointed out here a little bit ago, on the warrant, they were looking for medical devices. That could be a wheelchair. That could be walkers. That could be a CPAP machine. That could be any of that stuff. So this could be the complete opposite of what he's saying, that they were going to take her to keep her alive for whatever reason. But the ransom, I don't trust it at all. I don't know, Cap, if you're familiar with that. And I know you are, Senor. Let me ask you, Senor, what are your thoughts on the whole ransom situation, being a retired police officer? What do you think, sir?
Hold on, I'm on the phone with my grandmother. Let me. I gotta come right back in. Or
yeah, you're fine. Take your time.
Just called as soon as I came back on. I'm sorry.
No worries. Go ahead, do your thing, brother. Krista and Cap, what do you guys think about the ransom situation?
I thought at first, like the two that they were paying attention to might have been real, but I feel like if the person that really wanted the ransom, if that they would either left the note there, or they wouldn't have waited 3 or 4 days. And I think that somebody tried to do that, but she didn't. Unfortunately, I don't think her heart lasted the whole time, and maybe she passed away, and that's why they couldn't go on with like their plan, because the motive is just odd. There's no other motive to think of, like to go through the trouble of taking
right.
away, you know.
And that's yeah. And Lisa Hawkins brings up a good point. Why hasn't the kidnappers talked recently? That's very. Thank you. Where are they at? We're getting notes to TMZ, messages sent to TMZ for somebody that says he knows who the kidnapper is, and if you give him 1 Bitcoin, he'll tell you who it is. But besides that, we haven't heard anything, quote unquote, from the kidnappers themselves.
I like her thinking on this.
Definitely.
Sense, because if you're robbery gone wrong, it's a kidnapping gone wrong, more or less.
Yeah, right.
I think is what I'm getting at, but yeah, that makes sense.
There's never been, yeah. And here's the thing, you guys, that I've had trouble with this whole time. From my understanding, at least not that they've shown us, okay, There has not been one time has there ever been proof of life proven to anybody. Not once. Not to the family, not to the world, not to the nobody's ever seen or talked about any proof of life for Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bothersome thought to me, because we have a family that was saying they were willing to pay this ransom, but there's still been no proof of life. We don't know that Nancy Guthrie's even still alive or even was from the point of the day that she went missing. That's kind of a problem, you guys.
I think they know who it is. I think they're just gathering as much evidence can to before they do an warrant. I think it's coming soon.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead, Krista.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
have a feeling that it's like somebody that worked on the house, maybe not related to Tommaso or Annie, but somebody that maybe worked recently on the house, like maybe a group, like 3 people or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't plan it out very well, because they said that's not very bright, the bright idea. It's not really that bright.
Right.
For anybody, especially in the US. So I think they thought she'd be an easy target because she's older and she's alone. It's dark, take her, don't say anything, we'll just cooperate. And, with her heart, I would feel like, and then I think maybe they hit her, maybe when they grabbed her, they hit her in the face or something by mistake and she got a bloody nose. And I would think it would take 41 minutes to get her out of the house, because she can't really walk. She's probably going to put up a little bit of a fight or something, or not a fight, but
And I feel like they gathered some things for her as well, possibly when they took her, which takes some time. I agree.
And her heart gave it why they were there pretty quickly. So then their plan just kind of backfired,
Skilla makes a good point here. This is interesting, actually. Maybe one of the kidnappers backed out because some things went very wrong and still wants to make some money out of it. That's a good point, Skilla. Very good thought. You got to think outside the box, guys. I said yesterday, what if there was a home health aide that was checking in on Nancy once, twice, 3 times a week or something, just to make sure that Nancy has been taking her medication, that she doesn't need anything, maybe to do some laundry, to cook a meal for her, to just check up and say, hey, how are you doing, Nancy? What if there was a health aide that was doing something like that? And, somebody got in, we've seen before in the past cases where people will, they have a spouse or something, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that gets an ideal. Who are you working for? Nancy Guthrie. That's Savannah's mother. Wow. We can get some money out of this, or something like that. You know what I mean? That was just another theory that I had in the back of my mind, because that's somebody we've not heard about. We don't know about. And I think if they thought that, we would have heard it. Yes. But it's just one more little angle to look at and think about. I've always wondered, probably from about day 5 or 6, if there was somebody that was coming into that household looking in on her. We know that they were taking DNA from I don't know if it was landscapers, pool people, whoever it was, but they were taking DNA. I wonder if somebody like that was part of that, maybe. Yeah, somebody that worked for the property or the house or the family or something, looking in on Nancy, or taking care of something on her property or something. You know what I mean? Anyone like that should be, in my opinion, a suspect in this, truly. So.
What do you think, Captain?
What if they had a key? That's a good one, Stitches. That's why I was thinking about a home health aide or something. Somebody that you would give a key to,
right?
Whether a maintenance guy or something like that. But go ahead, Cap. What are your thoughts?
No, I was just going to say, I wonder, saying she was taken out of her bed. That house is pretty big, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering how far the bedroom is to the front.
Right.
You're going to have to disable her, and then you're going to have to move her around, get her, and then get her outside and transported. So, how far is from, does you have to go upstairs? Is it floor?
Only 1 floor, but it's it's like 3,000.
Yeah, it's all one level straight across. It's a big ranch style house. Yeah.
You gotta pick the lock. You gotta get in. You gotta sneak up. You gotta.
Or did they have a key, Krista? What if they had a key to the house somehow?
True.
There's a lot of people that there was a roof done recently. Those people could have snuck and gotten a key, or
Yeah.
something. The pool guys, the landscapers or lawnmowers, whatever you want to call them. If there was a home health aide, anybody that works around this house, the people in this neighborhood are saying that they don't lock their doors. They trust this neighborhood. Well,
Nothing's happened in like 50 years.
right. And there's no forced entry that was shown or talked about. So it makes you wonder, could somebody have gotten a key to this place? You know, just curious. That's all.
Well,
Maybe some.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was electrical just done recently, and
Yeah.
when you do your electrical, they're in every ounce, every inch of your house.
Yeah.
So, and
Whatever.
he
Yeah.
showed you how to disarm something or how to get through her alarm system or something, or they could possibly have a key. I don't know if that's feasible.
Well, the garage door went up and down in like a 2-minute period of time at that one point too. That could have been. Or if you're working, like you said, if somebody was doing electrical inside the house and saw keys sitting on the counter, how hard would it be, Krista, to grab the house key? You can pretty much look at a set of keys and know what a house key looks like as compared to a car key. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like one of those key fobs that you use for the guard. You could probably just copy
Yeah,
it. You can
right.
write another card, and there you have the card to open up the garage to get in. It kind of looked like that guy was talking to somebody, right? Like he looked like he was looking over, like, yeah, I'm doing this over here or something. I don't know.
I do not doubt there's another person involved. At least one other person that was there. This person here on camera, I think, was put there on purpose. Okay, here's another thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they were supposed to be seen so that somebody else could have went in another way. And they think this is the person, like a decoy or a distraction to the other part of the house or something. And because this just doesn't make sense, trying to lay some greenery over top of a camera.
Yeah, it looks like eyeliner. Don't that look like a one in the middle? The one frame in the middle? That looks like eyeliner right there.
Yeah, they look like he definitely looks like he's wearing like mascara or eyeliner or something. But it's a guy, I'm telling you, based on the gait, from my opinion, of the person walking, it looks like a male to me. And it's funny because if you watch the video that was put out, that Cash put out, okay, as he walks up to the archway there, it's almost to me like he hesitates. Right before he looks down, hiding his face, it's like he hesitates. Like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. But then he goes ahead and does it. And it's weird watching that. I watched that 1,000 times.
Maybe he's realizing the camera is going to see him, and he's like, shit, I forgot. They didn't realize that, or I don't know.
Well, it looks like he was kind of prepared. He had that thing in his mouth, but doesn't work, obviously. But like one said, if you want to, shut something like this down, it's not hard to do. You can take a little flashlight just like this, okay? You can turn it on, you throw it up at an angle against the lens, and it's going to blind it. You're not going to see. You can't see me now, okay?
Yeah.
It's what it does. This didn't work that way. So that's all he had to do, and then put a piece of tape over it, and you shut it down. It's almost like he wanted to be seen to some extent. You know what I mean?
And you know what? It could have been like he put some extra things on the look, make him look a little different, so that people will be looking at this guy, and the people that got in the back together have no, you know what I mean? Like, because this guy could be, he could just be there just to get he could either be the burglar or just doing that part of the job, and then he gets there because he's, and then he leaves, and we're looking for that guy, and really his associates are the ones that had her.
Right, and that's why that other video that surfaced of the other person with the other bag that was down the street made me wonder that that's just because that's a different person doesn't mean this wasn't done with them together. So,
the eyeliner, that's synonymous with being in like a rock and roll band or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
On a male.
Yes.
All the way from the 80s it started, right?
I wore it. I'm not ashamed. I wore it back in the day, guys. I did. Way back in the days when I wore my cowboy boots and had long hair, I wore makeup. Yes, I did. And women's jeans. There's another one for you. Have fun with that. So, it's a fact, guys. We did. Now that was back then. I don't know about now if they still wear makeup, but yes, very true.
My stepson's 25, right? We have two of the same pair of black acid tight jeans, stretch jeans. They're literally the same ones. I actually take them from sometimes. I think they're mine. And like, yeah, we wear the same size. But like, it's crazy that like, and he wears makeup. He wears eyeliner sometimes. He does it because he's like.
Just saying, I have a kid that paints his nails, and
Yeah, he does that too.
I'm a 30-year-old male, and he paints his nails all the time. I mean, I wore eyeliner and mascara. I painted my nails back in the day, but they were all black. It is a thing, but things are different then than they are now. And I did wear women's jeans because of the way they fit. It was a thing for guys that played in bands back in the day. But now I don't know. That could be. You know, I think it was brought to our attention one point that they were talking about one of Tommaso's band members. So
yeah, because they were saying that.
You know, so Mikey just said many said that she didn't use her front door, so maybe someone took the door key. She'd have never noticed. That's a good point, Mike. Very good point. See, she never noticed it until somebody comes in her house. You know what I mean? And you have to have the door key to that screen door as well as that front door. So that's interesting. Good point, Mikey.
Does anyone know how long those electricians were in the house? Were they in there for a week or?
The permit took months.
Yeah, they were really doing a lot of work. They did the roof too.
So they were there for a while then.
And it just ended September 6th, I think. Wait, no, I'm sorry, September. Yeah, September. No, I'm sorry. February 6th or something. It was like it was finally, you know how they take forever, the permits, but like, and they have to keep going back and forth. So like they worked there for a while.
Okay.
That's long enough to get a key. Hell, you could have at that point taken a key, went and had another one made, and took the old key back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're in that house and you're around that property and you see hides a key or something, take it and make a copy. Yeah, you're done.
Right, 100%, 100%. You want to see what, Beach Babe?
I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Siblings and spouses are staying together at an Airbnb, and all
that sucks.
They are going through. It must be so hurtful to see online people accusing any sons of. Yeah, no, of course I can get it. But it's automatic, you guys. It's automatic for people to look at the family first. Period. That's just how that works. It's a normal thing. And I've never even thought twice about Savannah because of her closeness to her mother, but the other two, yeah. I'll be honest. In the beginning, I questioned it. I wasn't like nasty about it, but I did say, "Hey, you know what's going on here?" But at this point, I don't really think that they have anything to do with anything. Not on purpose. I'll put it that way.
I mean, this guy doesn't look like. I don't know why Tommaso would send a guy that would be something that looks so obvious. I mean, or a decoy. It could be a decoy. Well, the only thing I was thinking was like maybe when he dropped her off, he said, "Mom, I'll lock the door. Don't worry about it." And then he leaves the door unlocked as he leaves.
Well, see, my understanding was when Tommaso dropped her off that he watched her walk in. Based on his statement, he watched her walk in and then he pulled off. Okay, so that's fine. And listen, when they brought up his bandmate, I never thought that it was him and his bandmate together. I thought maybe the bandmate, knowing who he is, who his mother-in-law is, said, "Hey, we might be able to get some money off this," and went ahead behind his back and did something, not him and being involved. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it just doesn't, it wouldn't make sense, guys, for Annie and Tommaso to be involved in this. Here's the thing. If that ransom was real, okay, if it was something that was real, how were they going to explain ending up with like $68 billion that they didn't have in their account if the ransom were to be paid? That's just not something that would have been able to be explained, and then it would have been known right out of the gate that they were involved. So you can't, you have to think about stuff like that with this too. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, evidence too, right?
Yeah, right, of course. But yeah, you always look at the family or the people closest to the victims first. Husbands, spouses, family members, all of that. And then you move forward from there. That's just part of, standard detection. So
it would for them to do that. But anything's possible.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. I agree fully.
I just thought it was really shitty that Field named him as a prime suspect because her very, very, very good source told her that he was the prime suspect at first.
Right.
And then, like, how do you think law enforcement feels when you find out that one of the guys that you trust not to say anything, you're a trusted officer to not like run your mouth about the investigation, and then you tell a reporter that, and then she has no problem telling everybody that she got it from a very reliable source that was retired from the same police department or something like that, and he is the prime suspect.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Like she's just like, and she just, yeah. I left her a comment because I just said, I said, I really, really wish that like as much heart as you have, that you would like open your eyes and realize that like you, yeah, I didn't know. I said some things and I should probably
I get it.
I should probably delete them.
What do you guys think about this this video with this other person here trying to unlock the side gate down the road from one of them? They have a backpack on and they're carrying a heavy looking backpack as well.
Wait, so was this the same night?
Okay, Cap. This was February 1st. So yeah.
I didn't see it yet. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, it shows. Hold on. This guy come walking up here. This is down the road from where Nancy's house is. Okay, hold on. I don't know what he's doing there. Give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got this back. He's wearing the one. He's got the bigger one that looks heavier. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He come walking down up to this gate, tries to get in. Looks like he was going to drop the bag and then go through the gate, and the gate wouldn't let him in. So he turns around and then he heads back out. So it's kind of, it's how can I say it? It's interesting at the very least. Is it connected? We have no idea, but it is interesting.
Let me see. It's like, is it maybe it's like somebody that lived there and he was locked out? He should.
Well, I would imagine if they lived there, they don't look like they're carrying two backpacks. It's a little weird, you know?
Yeah.
And the one that he's got in his hands looks kind of heavy.
Is that a parking garage or something? Or like
I think that's somebody's backyard, like to their back gate to their backyard.
Now where is he going?
Like it's weird how the way the houses and stuff are set up here. It's just odd.
Is that his car or?
No, he's on foot.
Oh. I mean, that is weird.
Definitely.
Because the person that we see, it definitely looks like he's trying to mess up with his appearance. Like it looks like he has two masks on, maybe some eyeliner if it's maybe a girl.
Yeah.
I don't think so, by the way that they're built, but maybe extra clothes on. You know,
could be. Definitely could be.
You know, and maybe even try to make yourself look darker skin with like makeup.
Sure. Here, let me show you a better version of this. 1 minute.
The guy looks a little different, but who knows? It could have been the guy that was with him, you know? That could be somebody that was with him.
Well, that's kind of my thought. If it is, that would be, in my opinion, the connection.
Yeah.
So these are showing them side by side here. The ring cam and this guy. Is it the same person? Did that person take their mask off?
Oh, wow. Wait.
You know what I mean? I mean, the backpacks could kind of match the one that he's carrying, the one the other guy's wearing. Makes you wonder.
Can you do it one more time, this side by from the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, see, they're pointing at the pocket where it looks like there's a knife sticking out, knife handle.
Yeah, because he had like layers on, so like this could just be him with
at a different point, undressing a little bit.
Yeah, like just kind of putting more.
The difference is this jacket looks lighter than this one.
Oh wow, that's a good part of his face you can see right here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make that a little bigger? Or no, wait, I can do it. Make it bigger. I want to see this guy's face.
Let me see if it'll let me.
Man, I got off of Twitter because I was getting in trouble.
It's about as big as it'll let me get it.
I could probably make it on my side. Hold on, just for you to see.
The way it is now, it's as big as it'll let me get.
His face, because I mean, somebody would recognize that guy's face because
Yeah.
when he looked like he definitely looks like somebody that if you knew him, you would recognize him.
Yes, yeah, and I seen what you just said, Mr. Girl. I reported that earlier that they're going back January 11th. They're looking at 9 p.m. to midnight, and they're going as far back as January 1st and looking at like ring cams in this area. So I'm guessing that they're looking for people that may have been casing the neighborhood or doing things within the neighborhood, maybe vehicles driving in and out of the neighborhood at that point in time. So it's very, very plausible that that's what they're looking for now. It's interesting. Yeah, he does look thinner. I agree with that. He looks taller too, Wade. The one with the dual backpacks looks taller than the guy at the front door, I think.
The guy at the front door, he's wearing 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah.
And look, he's trying to look up and look like bigger than he really is.
Yeah, right. It's very possible. I agree with you.
What's it, like 50 degrees there or something? You know, even at night, it's probably hot.
And that's weird that they're wearing like layers like that.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that one. Give me a minute here. Let me find something else up here.
The way he stands doesn't look the same. I just was trying to like, maybe it was he was with him. Maybe he was with the other guy.
That's my thought.
Maybe, the gate looks a little different too. I don't know.
I won't believe that this was somebody
it does.
on their own ever.
It looks like he was like more hunched over than the other guy, than the first guy when he walked.
Yeah, this was 5 miles south of Nancy's home, the other person.
I mean, he's even got his forearms covered and everything. He's tattoos or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got it covered that way, but I don't know, trying to cover the ring camera with a couple flowers. They're really professional.
I thought he was looking for a rock to like smash it or something, but
yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Jippa said Ellie should show the locals that help the homeless and bet it's irregular. It could be a homeless person, just kind of. The one on the right could be a homeless man. Yeah. This is a ring camera as well, the one with the other guy. So that is the newest piece of video that they put out today. So, but what I'm curious to see is that there's going to be a lot more video that they're going to be pulling and looking at. So let's see who else we see.
I wonder if they have more camera footage from inside or like from before because it was recording up until.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Yes, I agree with you.
We could see her being taken out or because they forgot one camera on the top. So.
Right. Now.
Because it's dramatic, you know.
This video
maybe they're just doing it because.
This was released on the 2nd, you guys. Okay. February 2nd. An individual carrying a backpack as they attempted to open a car doors in the Indian Ridge neighborhood. Incident occurred at the intersection of Indian Ruins and Opedas at location approximately 6.9 miles. So this is somebody else with a backpack trying to open car doors within 6.9 miles of Nancy's house. There's people all over this damn neighborhood. Look at this.
What in the world? Look for change.
They're looking for car doors. They're going, I mean, there's obviously, this is a problem, okay? This neighborhood needs more security. There needs to be a lot more lighting. You see how dark it is.
They can't, I'm telling you, that's wild ass light ordinance that like.
Yeah. No, I get it. I've read into that. That's crazy to me, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, look around the neighborhood. There's a light there and a light there. That's it.
Yeah. It's an easy target for
their astronomy is more important than safety.
Yeah, I mean,
it's wild. So yeah,
you should at least have like maybe trail cams close to the street, you know, that at least like light up with like, you know, and can take recordings at all times because trail cams around there would be amazing because you'd see, you know,
yeah,
and it wouldn't have to be on a street light.
I fully agree with you, Krista. Fully agree with you.
Yeah, good idea.
You know, it just makes you wonder.
I mean, imagine living there 50 years like she did and nothing's ever happened.
There you go, Krista. There's a full blown.
Well, you know, I think because she's her daughter's so famous, she's probably very proud of her, and she probably everyone about Savannah, everybody knows. Oh, you know,
But like seriously, then like give her better security. Can you stop it real quick? I pause it when he looks over to us.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think he realizes there's a camera there. Watch how he kind of side eyes the camera. He doesn't turn and look directly at it.
Sorry, I'm so blind. I'm like,
no, you're okay. Look, he looks that way. Now, here's my thing. Did you guys just see what he just did? Remember something. The video we watched of the person that went to the that went up on Nancy's front porch.
yeah.
He had I can't think of what it's called. A Vitabite, I think they're called. They put it, it's like a light you put in your mouth, okay? Now watch something. I'm gonna slow this down for you to see this. Maybe, yeah. Watch what he does right in the beginning here. As he walks right about here, watch his hand and what he does. Like, it looks like he puts something in his mouth. Watch. Right after he reaches in his pocket. Now look, did you see it? He just put something in his mouth. So it made me wonder, did he put one of those lights in his mouth? Was he getting ready to do something? Was he going to blind a camera like the other person did? That's what made me wonder, could they be related? Could they be connected? Okay. And I'm not saying that's what he did, you guys, but it's kind of weird that he reached in his pocket, took something out and stuck it in his mouth. You could clearly see that. The backpack, this backpack here, it looks just like the Ozark Trail one. That's a littler one that he's wearing, but that one looks like it has a bunch of shit in it that he's carrying. So watch it again as what I'd say, he pulls something out right there. He's putting it in his mouth. See it? Whatever it is, it could be a piece of food, folks, for all we know, but that just reminded me of that Vitalite thing. You put in your mouth, you bite down on it, and it turns on a flashlight that could be used to try to blind a camera.
Or like a lockpick thing, just to carry it with him. Like
that could be too. That could be too.
He's got other stuff in his hands, you know. He's definitely recognizable. If somebody like knew this guy, you could tell.
Yeah,
because he's real fucking obvious.
For some reason, I can't hear you at all.
Me?
No, Dago, I can't hear him at all. You coming crystal clear, but in my
Am I too loud, by the way? If I'm too loud, let me know.
No, you're fine.
Oh, you're perfect, but Dago, I can't hear too good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear him pretty good, so I wonder why.
Yeah, maybe I have to leave and come back in.
There is new.
Hey, Heidi. Yeah, I just wondered after watching the other guy with the thing in his mouth if that's what he was doing right there too. You know, possibly. I have no idea. This is just a video I found. I think TMZ shared this. He tries to get through the gate. He couldn't do it.
Hey, Sassy, Cassie, I saw you got one. You and Dago too. I will tell them thank you.
Yes.
There you go.
Can you hear me okay, bro?
There is new video.
Good stuff.
It just looks like a weird yard, or it looks like they're underground or something. Like,
yeah. Now this other video was put out from Pima County Sheriff's Office. This was December 16th. Okay. Up 25, and it shows the guy that was going around peeping into people's windows and stuff.
Oh wow, it's creepy.
There is new video, we are told, is on the FBI's radar in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Hold on.
And it could be important.
Look at this dude.
Sorry, guys. I have like 3 videos running at one time. My apologies. Hold on.
The most ass backwards thing is not to have color on security cameras. That seems to me like a hindrance. If you're trying to, thank God like these ones do. Like, I'm shocked that we have the worst footage ever in Idaho.
So these are people going that they're getting video of that are around the neighborhoods, like looking into stuff, messing around with things, trying to, get into stuff. And it makes you wonder, could it have been somebody doing something like this?
This guy looks like he could be hit, like the way he's built.
Well, he's kind of a bigger dude.
Is he trying to get in the window or something?
Looks like he's wearing an Amazon shirt. The reflective shirts that they wear.
Yeah. I mean, that's wow. To know that people are walking around trying to look in your windows and shit, even trying to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people steal obviously stuff out of our cars. Like if we left our change out there, that people would get the change. And
Sure.
I have my back in when digital cameras were cool. Somebody stole my digital camera out of my car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, these guys are creeping and crawling around. Pretty scary, you know.
I mean,
there's a lot of this in this neighborhood, you guys, and it doesn't make sense. You know, it's like, damn.
Well, I mean, I just think it's because they know there's not a lot of lights, and even these cameras. I think so. They see these camera things. Like, are they going and asking these guys, "What the hell are you doing? Like, are you, Because apparently there's been no in there ever.
Good question. Oh shit. Good question. He was taking pics inside of the house. Yeah, these are peeping toms and a bunch of other whatever they're doing, but it's creepy for sure. All right, you guys, we're at 3 hours and we've covered everything brand new that I can find. I'm trying to keep up with it as much as I can. Ooh, wait a minute. Look at this. This is a good shot of this guy's face. God, this dude looks evil. Look at this.
Yeah, see? Oh, is that a goatee?
Looks like it, and he's got a pointy nose. He looks older, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Kinda.
He doesn't look right, and then he doesn't look right at all, man. He does not look right. His face
He's not a nice-looking guy.
Is he wearing eyeliner? Looks like eyeliner on him?
I'm telling you.
Tweak the eyebrows and eyeliner?
It's hard to say.
The eyes and everything are like manicured or something.
It could be the eyebrows, or it looks like there's a smaller mustache, which does match up with the other photograph. It's weird. It's very weird.
His nails look blue or something.
I think it's the lighting and the backpack with the background.
He's holding something. Okay.
Yeah, this guy looks to be like my age or older. Maybe that's just my opinion, but see his sunken cheeks, how they look kind of like jowls right there.
Yeah.
I wonder how tall that is. If it's 6 foot wall, make him a little bigger.
He looks taller than the doorbell cam guy to me. Okay, that's my opinion though.
Yeah,
the wall, that would probably be at least I'd say at least 6 foot wall cap.
Yeah. So he's about 6'2" or
roughly. The other dude looked like he was about between 5'6" and 5'8".
Right. So I have I have those trash cans, and then I have a 6 foot fence, right? But there's about, so this is probably 8. It's got to be 8 because of a 6.
It could be. You're right. You're right. It could be. The dude does not look savory. You know who he reminds me of? If you guys have ever seen the movie Minions.
No, 6. I'm sorry. 6. It would be 6. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The cartoon movie Minions. He reminds me of the guy from the movie Minions, a cartoon version or a real live version of that cartoon guy. The pointy nose and all that. The dude does not look very savory. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, he looks like he's on a mission.
Not a nice guy, in my opinion. Something's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's gonna do it for today, you guys. I'm grateful to see you, Cap. It's been a minute. It's great to have you back, brother. And Miss Krista, it's always a pleasure to have you join me, Krista. I appreciate you very much.
Same.
And hopefully you guys will get some answers to this, and hopefully we'll get some positive answers, and maybe we'll see Nancy returned home today. Who knows? Or tomorrow, in a healthy shape. Good, and the family can get back together. Unfortunately, my stomach doesn't tell me that, but
there you go. When we get backstage, everybody leaves. Can you stay back and talk to me for 2 seconds? I got to tell you something.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem, hon. So all of you guys in chat, again, thank you for joining me. Thank you again to my producer, my videographer, Mike, and all my amazing moderators. I can't do this without you guys ever. Again, Cap and Krista, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you more often, Cap, when you're available. It's great to have you here again, brother. Guys, let's keep our fingers crossed and pray for the Guthrie family that Nancy's found soon and that we can report something good for this. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change a thing. You guys are the beautiful people. And I will see you guys later on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Devil's Advocates for Crimes After Dark. I'm looking forward to it, guys. See you then.
Hi.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye.
Here, folks.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We laid the map out in the pouring rain. No hidden corners left to creep. The dark truth woke while the city was asleep. The evidence lines up straight and true. A perfect picture of what they chose to do. The quiet street erupts in flashing light. A reckoning delivered in the night. SWAT serves the warrant, loud and clear. The sound of justice, the only thing we hear. At the True Crime Cafe, we watch the suspect finally pay. The dark truth is backed and signed and sealed. The wound is closed, the name is finally healed. It's finally healed. The cafe's empty, closed for the night. We put the darkness back into the light. We'll wipe the counter